So Davante Adams simply says, hey, Derek reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I wonder why that is. Because
strong
literally
arm,
everything
accurate,
is the same.
smart, runs. Is a great
But that's not
player.
the narrative.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
You can't say
Aaron Rodgers is the best ever.
He's Derek Carr.
Aaron Rodgers.
You can't put him in the
Aaron
same
Rodgers.
sentence and paragraph.
Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, you keep saying Aaron Rodgers. Explain to me what he's so good at.
All right.
Wait, you say you didn't stutter. You lied.
You can't stutter if you just don't ever
Yeah,
talk.
You don't ever start. You can't
As
stutter.
long as you keep your mouth
One
shut,
episode
then
we
you'll never
just
mess
shouldn't
up.
speak.
Austin, you won't make that a shirt. If you don't start, you can't stutter.
That's the first harvester. That's the first harvester merch. It's a quote from Noah on the back.
You can't slip up if you never talk. It's safe that way. All right. Thank you all for joining us for episode 40 of the Harvester Sports Podcast. I'm Noah.
I'm Austin.
And today we are joined by a very special, long time anticipated, highly requested guest.
It was.
The man who has coached the Bakersfield Christian Football Eagles
Oh yeah, the football
to
is good.
the first state title in school history.
Yeah.
And 2 Valley titles, although we all know in our hearts and our minds it should be 3. It's hashtag DJ caught it.
That's right. You know,
That's
thank
a
you for
fact.
doing your homework.
The man himself, Darren Carr. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're welcome. Yeah. It's
We also
great.
got our boy DC8 back, and we got the fan favorite Swaggy's all off in the corner.
Yeah, buddy. man.
Just so you know, when you said tap in, I looked. He went like this, like he did.
Oh, he's
be part of
He
the
was
team.
ready.
DC8 didn't like the last intro we gave him when we called him what do we call you, a friend of the pod?
Friend of the pod. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I am. I guess technically.
This time all you get
You're a
is
filler.
and DC8 over there.
Phil.
I feel.
You Phil. I'm just here so Darren doesn't
Gosh,
come
Darren's
across
so
the table
friggin'
and
boring.
choke you out.
Why
Get
was
Dave in here.
why was he getting pressed by mom? His dad like called himself an entrepreneur, and mom like presses him for no
She
reason
presses
about
me
it.
every time.
And then he was like, "Well, I do the harvester," and I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and I actually got some love for that. This is the only thing she acknowledged that I've done for this family is Harvester which makes me
podcast,
zero
filling.
money, by the way.
Yeah, by the way,
I
I didn't see any gift bags.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
they're
the sandwiches
good.
were. The
That's on
sandwiches,
the way out.
yeah, the sandwiches were the things.
Okay, all right.
I can't believe he's here.
Also, I wanted to bring it
can't.
on the podcast so
Oh.
you couldn't get real mad at me.
Oh.
Do you recognize this?
Where's that from?
That's from your office.
Wait, which office?
I took a picture so I could remember what
Holy
two chords
hand
were.
grenade.
So if the info network
my
goes
God.
AWire, this next one,
I love
that's
that.
my bad dog.
That's fantastic. I knew I recognized that one. And actually, the drawer I told you to go look for one, that was the one I was thinking about.
Okay, so
Was
it's
it
not
on my
that-
little rack that moves?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was taped down too.
It's okay. COVID's over.
It says do not.
It was actually nailed into the wall. I had to
It was
pry it
intellectual
out.
property of the NFL, so this whole thing, you're screwed. It's going to
And
be
it made me-
copyright
It made me
infringement.
feel double bad because I like unplugged 2 things and then it was taped down. I was like, gotta keep going. I was like, I've already committed, bro.
When he disappeared after I told him specifically where to go,
Something's going
and then
on,
he wasn't
man.
there anymore, I'm
Yeah.
like, we're losing something.
Something's happening.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is
The
going
one
out
surge
in
protector.
5, 4, 3.
I asked Tyler, I was like,
The
"Yo,
entire electrical grid is dependent on that one surge protector being
Just the
there.
colored one. The
dude,
colored one.
I was telling
Yeah.
I was like, this looks like it went to the moon for sure in 1969.
Dude, it's
It's
literally at
gone.
least your age. That's how old it is. I
saw
plugged
that.
that in.
That's in Houston.
Yeah, to the original Xbox that I had, that was plugged into.
I asked
Yeah.
Ty, I was like, do you have a power cord? And he said, yeah. And just started moving stuff out of his pocket.
You have cords in your pocket? Ready? Yeah, you got to be ready. You never know. Being the sound
good
guy.
tech guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's
My
the
favorite
tech
is when
guy.
he talks, he has the mic on, so it's really quiet. He goes, yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a mic because you guys don't trust him enough to give him a microphone.
Most
Smart.
of the time, like I start saying a sentence and I just stop because no one can hear me.
Also, people have
You
started
just
to pick,
fade out.
people have started to pick up on that you're only on when we have guests. And
Oh, that's
pe-
true.
People are saying that you're just after clout or something. So
Yeah.
Oh, you're just
confirming
looking for that
but-
kind of followers and
my
stuff.
absolute
Yeah.
favorite, Darren, when you like, if you look while we'll be talking, he'll be laughing to himself in the corner, like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I think he pretends to play the audience in his head.
I
right?
don't watch much of your podcast,
Thank
but
you.
Nice.
is he the stat guy? Is that what he does?
He used to
Oh,
be.
he used to be the stat guy,
No
but he
stats
was
have come up in a
so
minute.
bad
There
at
was
his
like
job.
a 60% chance that the stats were close to accurate. Most
I got
times.
you.
So.
It turned into
Yeah.
a joke, but that was real life. That
It was
first
great.
time when he brought up that random stat
Uh-huh.
out of nowhere.
It was a baseball stat.
Yeah,
when
we
we
were
were
talking
talking
about
about
football.
I
something
kind of want him
completely
to do
different.
it like
was
right
so-
now.
Yeah, what kind of stats
Just
you
as
got
we're
there?
doing it, just look
He's
up a
just
random
looking-
stat and
he's
just
just
chime in and say something.
He's so scared.
The best part is he doesn't even keep a computer with him anymore. Like he used to care, like to fact check what we were saying.
he's got
but
the
we can say
dogs
whatever
out.
we want
I
now.
actually blame it on them. I used to have a desk and everything that I had.
Yeah.
The desk hasn't been seen.
You know, you're sitting crisscross applesauce on a concrete floor.
He's got the dogs
He's
out.
supposed to be like Jamie on the Jerry
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah,
but
like Jamie does a good job on Joe Rogan.
He's great.
You don't,
He's phenomenal.
yeah.
he
I
is.
bet he has a chair.
But
I
he's
think he has a
bet-
chair.
I bet he actually has a chair.
He's
You're right.
better than Jamie because if we say a stat wrong, he'll like prove that our wrong stat was right. That's what
And then
it's
give
No,
you an
that's
extra
true.
stat. Just
Yeah, so he'll,
for
like,
fun.
give us
Yeah,
fake
back
stats,
you
yeah.
up. Yeah, like that's right. No, in fact, this also happened.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Now we look so sad.
Hey, so why didn't you ever bring Darren on?
It's a great question, man.
We have questions for you too.
There's been propaganda floating around that it was my fault. Which
Okay,
I wouldn't
Noah
file
didn't
you.
like
Crap,
Darren.
whose fault
There's
it
been
is?
propaganda.
There was propaganda being
thought y'all
spread.
hated
I
me.
think he's the source that I didn't want to drive, even though for the first
You know what it is,
20
though?
episodes I did
facts.
drive 2 hours
I get it.
just to film the
I
podcast.
get it. I get it. I mean, there's two quarterbacks that play in the NFL, NFL Network, high school football coach.
Every time I
cares?
felt I would sit down, I'd be like, "Dang, our boy Brandon Jones is on again, and Darren hasn't been on yet."
I know.
They
Amazing.
got that rivalry too.
They have a little bit of
We do?
beef. Yeah,
Yeah, we have beef.
They got a little beef.
I hate Brandon Jones. Just get
It's
that
a
out of the
healthy
way.
beef. I like it.
It's not beef; it's just complete hatred.
Beef, you can like get over it.
Yeah.
You know? Not
It's
this.
like if he
not
was on the
anything
side of the
he's done.
road needing a ride, I'd keep driving.
This is deeply rooted.
If you saw his little thumb up, bro,
Yeah, I wouldn't like run him over or anything like that. I'd just keep driving.
would you hit a puddle?
Had
if
it
was
just
right there?
rained, yeah, he would puddle. He would puddle down
man.
Which I know everyone has a high opinion of Roger Carr, our father, but that was his favorite move when we were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as it
Oh,
rained,
my God.
innocent bystanders on the side of the
There were
road,
some funny times,
completely
man.
toasted.
Oh,
Well,
man.
that's like I don't know if we're what the statute of limitations is on throwing waffles.
Oh yeah.
That we go,
Is
you go
waffle an
waffle-
assault?
We've been
Throw a
waffle.
waffle.
Have you ever been waffling?
Are they frozen?
Do you flip them?
They start off. They're Eggo waffles.
They're pretty
but
melty.
they
Yeah,
kinda-
okay, so they start
kinda
off-
thaw
So
out,
we would
so
just,
pretty soft.
I don't know, like I don't get in trouble for
Well,
it.
I mean,
it's
just
fast.
No,
if
yeah,
yeah.
you threw
Let's
a
find
waffle,
out.
what would
No,
happen?
Yeah, so we would just,
Okay, how about this? If you were to throw a waffle at something, what would you do?
Right.
How would you do it?
if I were to throw waffles at people, it would be
Yeah.
about 5 boys packed in my truck, and
Okay.
we would be driving through like Walmart and just stop and probably go, "Oh," and then throw a waffle at somebody.
All right.
I was wondering
about
the
right.
accompanying noise.
Now-
like, is it like Lego my ego? Wow.
There was some- there was some great
you like
quotes.
waffles?
Yeah, there were some great quotes.
No,
like,
I'm just-
waffle about this or something like that, bro.
or when you're saying, well, look how big that hitbox is over there. That's a good one.
Sometimes we've thrown them at people and had a dude catch it and return fire. That's the best.
I heard about a group of guys one time that in Bakersfield that were driving down the road and they happened to have some eggs left over and they just happened to have them in the car.
Right.
And
You heard about these guys?
they were going to throw them at someone, talking about a big hitbox
Yep.
on the side of the street that resembled one of their friends.
Yep.
And as soon as the car approached, the person bent over to tie their shoe.
Yes.
And then the egg was released and
Projectile was thrown. Yeah.
perfect shot.
Yeah.
It was amazing. What I heard it was amazing.
Crazy.
See, that's why I feel bad. Is it was hypothetically, it was never eggs because that could hurt somebody. It was like
Yeah.
soggy waffles.
Yeah,
laying
and then
on
like
the
if you
roof of
could
your
have just thrown like a package of maple syrup at him, like that would
Exactly,
be
yeah.
hilarious.
Off of that, that's my. I guess I'm sitting here thinking like I'm a big guy. Like I like food, so I'm thinking
Are
like
you
were
hungry?
the waffles like packaged where they could be like because if someone threw a waffle at me,
It was like
I'm hoping that thing doesn't hit the ground. I'm gonna eat
no,
it.
it's out.
it's just straight. We would go buy 50 packs of the Eggo waffles, take them out. Just
I mean, if you got quick
fine.
reflexes, you just catch that.
Yeah,
in
you just
midair.
you
Doesn't
take
hit
a
the
bite for
ground.
sure.
I'd catch it like a bear. You seen that bear on gift? You catch this bread. Yeah, that'd be me.
There was some boys who like they caught it pretty well. There's some boys nibbling on it in the car too. It was good, bro.
yeah, that's not bad.
Eggo waffles are good frozen too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't
Okay.
toast it; just eat it.
How do you eat a frozen one? Does
Yeah.
it hurt? Like
No, because they're not actually that solid when they're frozen.
Yeah, right,
okay.
right.
They're
Eggos
really
are
just cold.
Yeah, they're just cold. Yeah, they don't ever really freeze through.
Before
I
we get into the
noticed.
real questions, also we evolved into throwing mini pancakes that were this big. They came in like
Oh,
100 packs. Those
yeah.
things were just like
Oh,
ninja
yeah.
stars going out there.
that's
those
pretty
the
good.
4 packs where you broke them.
Yeah, we would just go, just
Yeah.
nail it.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, it's. Good
I heard it
times.
also like in Bakersfield. There was some like in the 90s they like took water balloons or something like
Yeah,
that.
there used to be a group of
They do
people
water
that did
balloons.
that. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Just throw those
And you
things.
just go,
You remember
just go roast people.
Wild times.
It was crazy back
Bakersfield
then.
has its history, bro. Because remember, it used to be like when we were in high school, it was like, dude, there's clowns out just wandering the streets that like chase
That's
people with
yeah.
knives. Do you remember that? That was
the Wasco clown.
Oh,
that was real.
Yeah,
Remember
that happened. That
there's
did
like
happen.
there's just clowns out in the street. I'm like, that's cool, bro. That's sick.
Yeah.
Bakersfield has a way of making national news for the guy that went to storm Area 51. He's from Bakersfield.
Yeah, he's a, I've
Oh,
seen that
really?
video too.
So whatever happened to
Yeah.
him? Did he get tackled and
They
I
arrested?
think they
took
showed
him.
up and then realized like we're just here.
Yeah.
They showed up and
They
said-
drove all the way out to Area 51. Then we're like, all right, well,
They showed up and said, this is a military base, bro.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, guess what? We are here, dude. Like, this is an actual military
I
base.
think
You
actually-
can't come in.
I think actually
Civilian.
he's actually never been heard from again. They took him.
He's like, congratulations, you won the prize. We're here.
You are alien now.
yeah. Come on in. We have some experiments we'd like to try.
Yeah, he's got 4 arms somewhere now.
Yeah, it sucks.
But so to start off, I wanted to ask, what's it like for you two coaching high school football in Bakersfield together? Is that something you always wanted to do, or did it just somehow come together? It was like this perfect union.
That's a great question.
Well, I always wanted to be a coach after I got done playing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I got into the coaching thing back in Texas. Started coaching out there, and then it just, kind of just rolled into moving back to Bakersfield, and then getting the staff together when you finally get your head coaching gig. And I mean, who better to call plays than old DC over here, right?
Well, it was kind of cool that the
wasn't
timing.
really playing for 20 years.
Yeah. The timing and how it worked out. Like, he had been coaching for a while, and then they had won a state championship at Bakersfield High School. And then he got the job at BCHS. And then you guys were about to start high school. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, that was
Freshman year was 2015, right?
That was perfect. His
Yeah.
first year coaching was my
yeah, I
freshman
was
year
like,
of high school.
yeah.
well, if I'm going to go to these games, I might as well be yelling at myself for calling dumb plays.
Yeah.
Than someone else that he has to hire.
Yeah.
Right. And so I showed up with my New York Giants playbook and tried to install 300 plays in the first day.
So that was funny too. So our first meeting, you were there. I don't know if you remember much of it. You're probably sleeping, but it was in the morning, pretty early, and we're installing plays. And God bless David Carr. Like, there's a lot of information up in that head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we get out there in the film room, and he turns on his computer, and he just starts going, and no one stops him. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh man.
Yep.
These kids are 14. Like, they're not on that level yet, dude. They're all going to either, like, their heads are going to explode, and we're getting nothing out of practice. But it's been fun to watch him kind of
I had a theory.
realize that.
I did not believe that this theory would work, and it did not, because I had a coach who was terrible when I was in the NFL. I'm not going to name any names. I almost did right there. I almost did. But his theory was to throw everything at someone and see what sticks. So, like, give them all the information.
Can you
And
say
then,
what color jersey you wore when you played for
it
him?
rhymed with Houston Texans. All right. And his theory was that. And so that was kind of like what I was.
Yeah.
It was hard though, but high school football, like, there's so many things that you want to do. You learn so much. Like, the kids, honestly, simple is better. And I came from a world in the NFL where it's like you have endless amount of time. That's all those guys do is sit in a room, defensive guy, offensive guy. We sit in our office all day and figure out how to scheme up guys.
Yep.
And there's no time limit on that. So I went from that world to you have these high school guys that now I barely even want to take them in the meeting room because they fall asleep. Yeah. They don't pay attention. Right. It's better to get them on the field and, like, have them do physical things and be like, nope, that's not right. Do this. They learn so much faster. Yeah. It's more fun and they play better. Mm-hmm. So, but it just took like trial and error. Like, I just didn't know. I remember the first time calling plays, I was like, freaking, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be on it, like, and be ready for the next play. You can't just react to what happened. You have to have, if this is incomplete pass, what am I going to do? If this is a big throw, a big play down the field, what's going to happen? If it's a sack, what's going to happen? You got to have all those thoughts in your head. So it just took a little bit of learning, but it's fun, man. It is. We have had some fun times. And we also have had some times that were not so fun.
They've all been fun. We've had a couple little outbreaks, though.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a while, though.
No, it hasn't been in a while.
No.
We were up by 50
It was
once
getting used to each other one time.
when it happened. We have different philosophies.
So can I go first?
I'm gonna rebut anything you say.
No, it's
so
fine. I'm just gonna say my side of the story.
say what you got to say.
Okay, to like couples counseling.
No, it is.
It's
One big long couch.
If you ever want to test your Christianity, go coach with your brother.
So this is year 2, so 2016, right?
Yeah.
We're playing Shafter in Shafter. We're smoking these dudes.
It's not even a contest.
40 something.
It felt like 100. Yeah, it felt like 100.
So we're probably up by like 45, right?
Yeah.
At halftime. Okay.
Yeah.
Before half, we're moving the ball a little bit. Okay. In the back of my head, I'm like, hey, this drive is not really. It doesn't matter, but it does, right, for later on. Okay. So we're driving. We're going. In high school, you can't take a snap from shotgun and spike the ball. Right?
Yeah.
It's an incomplete pass, or it's
intentional
grounding, right? So we're in field goal range. We got a pretty good, solid field goal kicker. We're in field goal range right now. Time's going down. We have no timeouts. And Dave start yelling, spike it, spike it. I said, he's got to be under center. Spike it. And so Braden takes the ball from gun and spikes it and gets us out of field goal range. And I'm freaking sorry. I'm livid. Livid, right? Like, because what I'm thinking, like, Dave's like, dude, we're up by 45. Like, relax. I'm like, to me, I'm like, 3 weeks from now, we're in the playoffs. This happens again. We're down by 2. We're out of field goal range now, right?
Yeah.
That's where my mind goes, right? So, anyways, we come up on the sideline, and Braden comes over. Dave's talking to him about what we're going to do. We ran one more play, took a shot. And I told Braden, I said, that's not your fault. It's our fault as coaches, right? And I probably shouldn't have
hear that.
And I was leaning a little bit towards them. I'm like, that's not your fault. That's our fault as coaches. And I kind of, right? And we didn't practice it. So it really is kind of our fault too. Like, we're going to need to get
1% of me wanted to let that go.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And then so he heard that. We kind of squashed it, the play, threw the ball, incomplete, whatever. We're walking back, and we started chirping a little bit. Right in front of the kids.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. It's definitely not
But
how
you said
that,
this is early, right? This is like second year.
it's definitely not how that happened. So that was a complete fabrication of what happened and a complete lie just to make the defense and the head coach sound like he was right. So what actually happened, that actually is what happened. So, but the only technical difference is, so Tom Coughlin, and so to give you a background, right, I come with a 300-page playbook. I also come with a guy that's a psycho as far as situations go.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Coughlin was the most intense situational guy ever, right? Yeah. So that's all I had been in the last 5 years. And in those situations, he doesn't like to spike the ball. He doesn't like to clock it. He thinks it's a wasted play, right? So I always would just call a play. Now, in what I screwed up on, and he was right, it was our fault. I did not put in an automatic go-to play in place of a spike, right? So I didn't have like something that Braden could go to that was just like quick stick, out routes to the sideline, some type of shot that would stop the clock, essentially. So that was definitely my fault. But we started to try to call a play, and Braden panicked and spiked the ball, but I didn't call that. So, but again, it was one of those things where I was like, well, I don't want to spike the ball, Darren. And he's like, well, that's the play. And then I was like,
well, then save your timeout. 45-0.
I remember while we were yelling.
Oh, I know why we used timeouts.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
Yeah, no. First of all of you at home, just so you know, timeouts are an offensive weapon. Okay?
100%. I had no business calling them. I agree.
They're used for offense, right? They're points. They're just points. Like, every time you use a timeout, you're taking points off the board.
Yeah.
We all get that now, right? Now that we've talked about it, it's been how long have we coached now? 5 years? 6 years?
Oh, bro, this is your
Long,
8, bro.
8? Oh my gosh. So I remember as I'm going back and forth with Darren and we're yelling on the sideline, I see two things. All right. First, I see the score up above his head. We're up by 50, literally. I'm like, this is the dumbest argument ever, but I'm going to keep having it. Then the second thing I see, which is still the greatest, is our dad.
Yeah.
We're on like the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
He's in the end zone, the other end zone.
Yeah.
Completely as far away from this
Wants no part of it, dude.
conflict as he can get, because he's afraid that if he stands too close, he'd have to pick a side.
Yeah, right. Exactly, dude.
Nothing to do with it.
Exactly. I think it was actually Blaine that was like, Coach Wingo was like, Darren, okay.
Oh, yeah.
just relax, guys.
Blaine
We're
did
gonna
do a
be
good job. And I was like, that's why he's our spiritual leader on the team. Pops is ducking and diving, bro.
Yeah,
He's
man,
out.
You would think that the dad would try to come in and break
It's
it
like
up.
if you two were screaming at each other, I'd be like, shut up, idiots.
Yeah.
You're winning by 50.
The best part was it was in front of the kids, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Best
even
part.
better.
They
So
thought
we were
both
like,
psychopaths.
they knew at that point, don't mess with them.
Yeah, they did.
We mean business.
So I know why. So I wasted the timeouts early on because Gerald, Coach Perucci, amazing coach, by the way.
Yeah.
He came out and started running quads and then started running motion to quads.
That.
I'm like,
I remember that.
oops, sorry guys, we didn't go over quads and motion to quads and crap. And so we had to waste a couple timeouts.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
I remember that because like I was before I played football. I would always used to be Darren being like so nice and like and then like we'd be in the locker room and Darren started screaming. I was like, I've never seen this side of Darren before. And then it'd be even funnier when like he's done talking, you walk away, and then you have to like slowly trot up like, all right, guys.
Yeah, we're good. We're good cop, bad cop. We do a pretty good job of that. Yeah. I don't think the kids have caught on yet.
And so do you guys have like, do you have any plans? Like, is Derek ever going to come actually be a part of you guys? Or do you guys ever think you're going to go?
I don't know if I have a job opening for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Have we talked about even hiring him?
Isn't he the, what's his title?
He's the hype man.
Yeah, he's the team hype man.
Technically.
Stipends left.
Yeah.
So he can share one with Dave if he wants.
Technically the hype man.
He's the hype man, though.
Yeah, he is the hype man. I don't know what he wants. If Derek wants to coach, I'm sure we could all figure something out. But
yeah, absolutely.
Have you guys ever thought
I
about?
don't know if you know this, Austin, but he's making a lot of money playing quarterback right now.
So he probably doesn't want $2,000 for the year.
The stipend I get from BCHS, although it's appreciated, it just goes right to this clown's tuition over here.
I'm sorry. Minus taxes, $18,500.
Yeah, you actually get 1 cent for every minute that you spend or every hour you spend here. So
while you're over there, crisscross applesauce, can you do 365 divided by 1850 and let me know how much I make per day?
365 divided by 1850, and we'll see. Anyone at home can answer this question. How much does he make a day?
Per day, 19 cents.
19 cents.
Got it. It's for the kids, guys. It's for the kids.
That's a good stat guy. That's our guy.
Hit you hard, didn't it? Yeah, I'm there every day
Hits
too,
you right
man.
there in the field.
19 cents.
19, not even a quarter.
Sometimes it makes sense then why
$2.
when like me and the boys would go in Darren's office, like I would be like, he just wants to enjoy his orange chicken right now, bro. We just leave him alone. He's just trying to relax.
Yeah, let Darren have his space. He's very nice. He opens up his office space. Those kids are in there all the time.
It looks like this.
Yeah.
The couches in there.
Yeah.
I would nap in there all the time I was in there.
Just chilling. It's like
I
literally
just hang out in there, and Frank would tell me how to fix everything.
Man, yes, dude. Oh, Frank, dude.
Not
Frank
just
Thiessen.
tennis, but just life.
I love
Me and
that.
Nick Escobar seeing who Darren could yell at first, so we just sat there and talked to him.
These guys would they'd poke the bear a little bit.
Yeah,
They
that's
do,
it.
yeah. They
That's
do it on
the way.
purpose too. Yeah.
And turn around and just be like phones pointing at it.
Yeah.
waiting to see who's gonna scream at. I love
You guys
that.
would walk in and wait till I fell asleep and take pictures of me. I'm like just grinding. I can wake up and there's pictures. I got a dry erase marker in my hand.
Just trying to figure out how to stop the triple option.
Since
Yeah.
that's like a common path for a lot of coaches, that I'd guess that the vast majority of coaches start off as players.
Yeah.
From being a player to your first coaching job, what is that adjustment like? Because it's a totally different kind of perspective on the game.
Well, it's tough. When you go to college and play, and the higher up you go, you're just focused on your position, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just D-line. Like I was a D-line guy in college, knew all the D-line stuff, knew all that stuff. What I didn't know, linebacker fits, linebacker reads, DBs, coverages. Like I knew what they were. I didn't really have to worry about them though. Like, so when you get done playing, then if you want to be a head coach, you got to know all that stuff, man. You got to know all that stuff. So if you want to be a head coach, you got to know, like when the receivers run routes, you got to know what it looks like, what it doesn't look like, what it's supposed to look like. If you don't know, then you're just out there just flailing around, man. So any advice to like an assistant coach that wants to be a head coach, God bless you. But learn as much as you can. Don't think you know everything. Go learn every position. You don't have to be a master at it, but just know what it looks like. Like I'll never talk to his quarterbacks. I don't have the right temperament for it, and they don't need to be in that kind of frame of mind. But I know when that ball is supposed to come out, and I know when he's supposed to do this and supposed to do that. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you have your thumb on it, man.
And he said like he learned a lot of his stuff from Coughlin. Would you say like as you were going through your own experience, you would like pick up things, and, different schemes and stuff, and then make your own?
Oh yeah, there'd be guys go up. We'd go do like some college or coaches like little seminars or something. I'm like, I hate that. I'll never run that. The other guy would go up there. I'm like, I kind of like that. I can mold that into what I want to do. You know what I mean? And that's tough too. So I mean, being a head coach, like you're not going to be everybody's best friend, man. Like you gotta. Yeah. I'm not selling ice cream. We're coaching football, I'm not here to make everybody happy, like Nick Saban says. So you got to have what you want to do. This is how we want to do it. Hire great people. Like all of our guys, like I don't butt into anybody's business. I just make sure they do their job. You know what I mean? Like Coach someone, running backs, I'll suggest, hey, let's get this guy some reps. But as a whole, I'm not messing with his guys, man. There's no other better guy in the valley to do anything with running backs than him. So, but yeah, just having your thumb on everything, making sure everybody's doing their jobs. That's the main part.
Yeah, that's very.
The real question is your playbook, your play calling and stuff.
Yeah.
How similar is it to your Madden playbook and play calling?
Oh, yeah.
Do you run this? Try to run the same schemes?
It's annoying. Well, we do. Well, I won't give away what we do, but I wish there was more in depth. Me and Ty have talked about this.
Yeah.
A little more in depth of what I could do on Madden. And let's say as a whole, they don't do what I want them to do. Those little computer guys. Like the flats. You want to talk about the flats right now? Madden's listening.
I had a question about
I swear, dude. Okay, you want me to get into it?
We can go in a second after.
Okay, we'll wait. I'll wait.
We'll let it be the end where you guys can just go off on
Perfect.
EA.
I'll wait. But yeah, it's similar. Right. Yeah, it is. Yes.
So when I play you guys, I should be like, oh, this is the BCHS Eagles playbook right now.
There are concepts you can run on offense that are
started running
similar.
split the other day.
Yeah, you can run stuff that's similar. Madden's not quite there though. Like they're not there.
not.
They're not going to be able to ever get fully detailed. Like Tyler mentioned the play that he saw in the new Madden that you guys have been playing since Derek cooked you guys up with the beta.
Yeah. Yep.
That was kind of cool that I've wanted to be in the game for a long time that we run a ton of at BCHS. We run Yeti to that little throw to Nate and those guys. So they have that in the game now.
Yep.
So that's cool.
We may or may not run it this year though.
Yeah, we might. We're not going to run it at all, actually. Yeah, I think we're just going to go I formation straight ahead, and we'll just see what happens. We're going to control the clock. Probably not throw it that much. I wouldn't even come to the game. So
Remember that guy we had down? Taught you the triple option?
yeah, and we've missed a couple pitches too. It's going to be real weird.
it'll
So
be
hopefully
fun.
we get
We'll
it
be
down
good.
before CVC. I can't promise anything. And we're really slow this year. Like we don't have a lot of speed.
I'm nervous, bro.
Yeah, we don't have anyone with any speed.
I didn't go home till like midnight last night.
You probably could even.
I was like,
I
Lord,
think.
help us.
I mean, you probably. I'm nervous that the safeties are going to be too close to the line of scrimmage. Like, if they get too close, I don't know how effective.
Well,
we'll
the
be.
guy that we had come in said it's okay if you don't have man corners, you can still run it.
Yeah,
And I was like, all right, we'll try.
Just
it,
run
man.
it. Yeah, just run
We've
it.
been here 8 years. Change it up.
Yeah, we're just going to try and get it out quick. So, and then just see if we can. There's something to the 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Let's just hand it off and just see.
And
See what happens.
Yeah, and is there something for the future, or could you guys see yourself ever like all come together and coaching college? Like if that opened up, like say if Fresno was like, you guys want to come coach? I know every time
Austin,
a
let me
spot
think about
opens up, I
this.
keep going. We're all.
Here's what happened.
I mean,
Chance
someone's got a job there right now. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, there's a coach there.
I won't say Fresno specifically. Then if any college is
in
open,
general.
Theoretically,
yeah.
a college that I would like to coach
for,
at.
yeah,
If
exactly.
those guys got a job and they needed me,
Yeah.
I would probably be there.
And if my house was vacant of children that I didn't have to rear and raise in the fear and admonition of the Lord, then I would go coach college football. Yes.
Can we just say there's no man better in this planet besides Aristotle and David Carr with words? It's impressive, man. Oh my gosh. So eloquent.
You can see his brain just moving, bro.
But it just comes out so easy, bro.
I study a lot of philosophy and
Man, he does
logic.
not.
He's getting his degree, so he's a smart man now.
I am going to have my degree
you
from
really?
Fresno. Yeah.
Wow.
I have 2 more classes. I know. Breaking news here. We're going to have a party.
Unreal.
I know. I don't know why I did it.
That blew my mind, man. We've been talking about that for 30 years.
I didn't really want to because I like the fact that when you look at
Didn't you get an honorary doctorate from Fresno?
well, that doesn't really count. That one doesn't count.
Good
Your doc
Lord.
should be calling you Doctor
I
Dave.
gave that one back. I gave Doctor back.
Did you get a doctorate
Okay,
before
you can call me Dr. Dave. That's
He
fine.
got his doctor for his AA.
You can go.
Think about someone in admissions right now seeing David Carr and being like, oh, he's like a couple credits short. I don't know what we can do. Are you kidding me?
I know. I
Waved that thing.
No,
man.
I said, look, I want to be
Here's your
above board.
degree.
I want to do it right. I want to have Melody take the classes and everything.
I want to do it right. My wife will take the classes for me.
Read the book. Read the books. Read the books.
It was so weird, but I was just walking through the hallway and he's on the phone and he goes
Right,
down.
no.
I walk in there, I'm like, who was that? He was like, sorry, I was going to class. I was like,
It's like my professor. He's a jerk. A lot of people go to school for
See
20
me
years.
assign
They're called
football,
doctors.
Dave. Got it.
Yeah, it's been kind of cool though because now that I'm an old man and I go to school, it's different because I'm already doing what I'm going to school for.
Yeah.
So the professors have been actually really cool at Fresno. because it's basically turned into something where they're kind of learning from me too. So we just basically get on and have conversations about.
So he's Dr. Dave and Professor Dave.
Yeah, I was waiting for the tenure. Like, do I get a little cheese from Fresno for this, or
Can we get a little scratch over your
I
place?
still have to pay for the classes?
Is that
I was on scholarship.
Did you have to pay for the classes?
I do,
Okay, stop.
guys. It's the California State University system. It's not
Fresno.
USC or
You
UCLA.
had a scholarship.
I had a scholarship that's been redacted.
Was that the?
the scholarship?
The athletic scholarship is like a lifetime thing.
It's not a lifetime
Was
thing. I
that
can
the most-
assure you.
Dan, was that the most?
Can you just imagine how much money this man brought in for the school in revenue
And I had
and
to pay-
ticket sales?
Or how much he pocketed to go to that school again?
Never happened.
And before they sent me my report card from last semester, they asked for the receipt for the class I had to pay for.
Could you just? I can't fathom because I'm in education. I just
Fathom
can't
it.
think about the admissions lady being like, "Hey, we gotta send David Carr a $1,200 bill for these 2 classes."
Admissions lady doesn't care. She just wants her paper. She wants her scratch.
Was that the
Okay,
most,
I won't call
was that the most
I'll
DCA
stop.
thing ever to also say though? He's like, and it turned into more like the professor's learning from me. I'm learning from
Right? Yeah, 100%.
Like, actually,
we're
your
sorting
logic
it
is
together.
flawed there. I'd like to
Cooperative
have a
experience.
conversation with you after class.
He's like,
if
actually,
it's
can you make
possible.
my test be like this?
This question doesn't push me as hard as I think it should.
Good night.
I'll write the
man.
questions for the test next week.
And so we spoke about like coaching in high school and like going to college stuff. But what was it like growing up in Bakersfield? Right? What was it like going to school here and
It's
stuff?
hot, man.
Throwing
It was
water
hot.
balloons and eggs at people.
Yeah, that happened. We heard about
Or
that.
sorry,
we
knowing-
heard about
knowing
that
people
happening.
that-
Yeah, knowing people that
Hearing
would
rumors
do
that
that.
some people that weren't
rat us out.
I don't know why he would do that.
So, what was it like growing up in Bakersfield?
It's
Well,
warm. It's warm.
You're 2 hours away from everything you want to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The beach,
except
Disneyland,
Yeah.
Universal.
yeah, you
Six
actually we did
Flags.
do a lot. We did all that stuff. That was
do a
fun.
bunch,
yeah.
man.
But I mean, Bakersfield's about the people, man. Because you don't move here thinking that you're going to live in
Yeah.
Newport.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that, right? You live in a pretty conservative. People know who you are. Like they have
Relationship
traditional
down there.
values. It's a solid place to live.
Mm-hmm.
Not everywhere in California is like that.
No, like
You
if
know?
you get an outsider, you can tell pretty quick.
Yeah.
Just how they
Yeah,
treat
don't come
people
through
and
here
how
with
they
some
talk.
outside plates. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't it?
Make sure you got your tags up to date. Because I have
Yeah.
several relatives on the police force here. We'll make sure your night is like Rambo in First Blood. Remember that?
But hey,
All he
man,
wanted was some soup. What did he want?
something. You wanted some food.
Just wanted some food.
Yeah. But if you move to Baco, man, you
through
move to
your-
Bakersfield and you
come
don't want to
sideways.
develop relationships first, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, you move here because you want to get to know everybody. And it's a great place for that. So that's what we ended up doing. That's why we moved back. Because we grew up here, but then we were in New York, we were in Texas. Everywhere.
Yeah, it's
And
always
we're like,
interesting
"No,
to
we're
think. I'm
coming
like,
back."
we've lived so many cool places, and then one spot we came back to is Bakersfield.
And you love it. It's the best.
It's
man.
the best.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's always that thing people say is like everyone hates on it, but a lot of them come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Kyle
Why do you hate
Kyle
on it?
Van Noy.
Why?
I was doing a show with Kyle Van Noy on Total Access the other day, linebacker for the Chargers. He was on our show. He was like, I was telling him where I'm from, Bakersfield. He's like, oh, I know Bakersfield. And I just kind of wait. I always wait for people's like reaction.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have some relatives there. And he kind of just pauses and he's waiting for me to say it. I'm like, there's nothing to do there. And he's like, I know. That's what I was going to say.
You have to travel. You
I'm like,
have to travel.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like, but
fun,
your
though.
relatives are there, right? And he's like, yeah, but it was cool. Like we would go visit them, and it was fun because we would just be out in this dirt and like hanging out. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we do.
But I feel like the Bakersfield slander is okay coming from
Bakersfield. Yeah.
Bakersfield people. But
Yeah.
when somebody from Orange County
Oh,
starts
yeah,
talking
watch
crap
your
about
mouth,
don't
man.
say that to
we
me.
can't be saying
Because
that.
I
You gotta earn
frequent
those
LA
stripes.
in those areas. Okay,
Yeah.
your place sucks. Okay, no one's nice. Everyone's got their head down. No one wants to talk to each other. Right?
Exactly.
They're all like, it's
Dude.
like influencers in the wild out there, bro.
Dave.
I'm like, why is that person laying on that car like right now in the middle of
Listen,
LA? What's happening?
Hey, we went. We
Everyone's
took a trip
vlogging.
down.
Yeah, like walking around with their camera. I'm like, what's happening?
including us.
Including you.
We took a trip down to the Funko store. Right, walked down there, Hollywood, right in the
He's
middle.
in the middle of it.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
And you got to wait in line for like an hour before you get in because you want to make your own pop, whatnot. We're gonna do it one time. Let's do it right. So we're hanging out there with lawn chairs, man, and there were some cats on that street. You guys ever seen Predator 2?
Oh yeah.
The whole shootout scene,
Yeah.
the whole deal,
Yep.
right? The whole what's going on, right?
Yeah.
We're in line for like an hour. I probably heard 2 helicopters, 5 police sirens going off. It's like 10:30 a.m. I'm like, what in the world? People just walking by you, just not just on their phone. I'm like, man,
Dude, I literally
this
saw.
is different. I mean, you want to talk?
I saw yesterday in Inglewood a guy on a bike not get out of the way of an ambulance. Literally, ambulance on the back of this guy on the bike. This dude is on a beach cruiser. Just nah, bro. You can go around me and go save that person's life. I'm like, what world do we live in where you don't get out of the way of the ambulance and you're on a bicycle?
Well, you must have to deal with that a lot because when we went to SoFi, we parked
how
many blocks away. We were as we were walking to the stadium, we were like, we're not cut out for this.
Dude, these guys
the
pull
wild
up, right?
out there.
What was it? What event was it?
Bro, in my head, I was
It
like,
was the Rams
Super Bowl?
versus 9.
I think
It was the first round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so these guys hit me up. They're like, I'm like, wait, are you close to SoFi? Because I work there, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, come to the front of the NFL Network right now. And so they come, I say hi to them, whatever.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna tell me that it's like 10 o'clock at night. I don't even know. They're gonna walk the streets of Inglewood back to their
they know
car.
it's in Inglewood, right?
We have one of these cameras shoved in our pocket.
we had that camera. I was like, this ain't good, bro.
I'm like, get in the truck. You're not walking. So we drove through, bro. I found their car deep in the hood.
Yeah,
and I'm like, we need Snoop and Willie right now.
This is the only way we're getting out of here. Away from the truck, how many times do you think he pressed lock on the thing?
I was like,
that beeped, right? That beeped.
Because in my head, I'm driving. I was like, the parts. It was like my girlfriend was from LA, right? But like UCLA, so I'm like, oh yeah, LA's like nice, like it's sick. And then I'm going like, oh, this is a $1 billion stadium. This is probably the nice spot. I was like, where am I right now?
You know why they put it there? It's because it's cheap land.
I was like, this can't be right.
Yeah,
dude.
Just keeping it real, man.
Well, that's different because that's like like Dodger Stadium in Chavez Ravine feels more. It's more removed from everything.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's kind of out there, but that's just right. So
no, that's
straight
like
in the middle.
It's like Randy's Donuts, SoFi.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Soul Food, SoFi.
Oh, they have a Randy's in Bakersfield now. We're getting up in the world, bro. We're getting it's right by Chick-fil-A.
There is right by
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Got a big donut on top.
They have.
It's an inflatable one on the side.
It's not real.
It's Bakersfield, dog.
Do they know
Relax.
which is the actual one where Iron Man was? In
the original one in Inglewood.
Inglewood.
Yeah.
Cook, man.
That's what we do, man. I drive by it every day.
Real life Tony Stark.
And then we're talking about like growing up in Bakersfield and stuff. I wanted to ask, how important was I'll say your mom and dad, not Nana and Papa, but growing up in Bakersfield and like getting you guys to reach your goals and stuff? Like how was that for you?
Well, I think the Bakersfield thing, and I'll let him talk about it too, was it's just hard work, instilled hard work. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably one of the things that we all have going for us here. Yeah. Is you just have to, you're not going to be handed anything. You're not going to be given just a free pass to the country club. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not going to have just free lessons. We would drive around looking for baseball fields to play on. Yep. So there was a little bit of toughness that was built up, and we realized that we had to push through some stuff to get what we wanted, and it wasn't just handed to us. So I think that's a good thing about Bakersfield, and then our parents too. They were awesome with that.
Because like with Papa, man, like we didn't know any better. Like Dad got home, let's go play football. Okay, we didn't know what time it was. He didn't care. Yeah. We just go play catch, go play football, whatever. So he just kind of instilled that, like kind of like get up, you know, as late as you have to, get up in the morning, like whatever. We just thought it was normal, just go play football and do stuff like that. And then he started working out with us. Like I think he's like, hey, when you become a teenager, we'll start lifting. So we go work out. He would just build us full of like just confidence, man. Like, hey man, you look good today, man. Like, hey, got all big. Look at Hulk and Darren, right? He called me Hulk and Darren.
Yeah, I remember he did call him Hulk. And then Darren would every time he'd come Hulk and Darren, like 3% bigger.
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
this man. Then our mom had a brilliant idea one summer. Yeah. We're similar in size. Of course, I'm 3 years older than him. Yeah. He's snatching me. He's coming up quick, right? This is like around 4th, 5th grade, right? You were in 4th or 5th grade. I was a little bit older. Yeah. And I might have even been younger. She has a brilliant idea to tell us whoever weighs the most at the end of the summer gets $20. I'm like, well, rip me, because I'm not going to get any food in this house.
Started, buddy.
This dude went to like Hulkadarin status that summer, and I was like shriveled up nothing. I'm like, well, if you're going to put that out there, Nana, Mom, at least buy more food in the house so I can keep up. And then he took off. But when he started working out and lifting with Pops, it was a wrap. That was it. Because before that, Darren had anger issues when we were growing up.
What? That's crazy.
No, it was the workout thing was great because he started lifting and he started getting bigger and stronger, and then athletically he just took off.
It's so interesting because you guys is like, height difference is all like 1 inch apart and just like it's like a step down, right?
Yeah,
So it starts-
yeah, like
Yeah.
Derek's like 5'10", and then he's the only one that's like a big gap. And then it's
People
like
don't realize how
it's like-
close he is to Kyler
It's a
Murray's
huge
height.
gap
Yeah.
between
Then
Dave
it's
and
like
Derek.
6'4", 6'5", 6. Yeah.
Could you imagine being like, I mean, just terrified? Like, mom's 4'8".
That's what I'm saying.
And
You guys-
dad's 6'5",
yeah.
and he's athletic, and he wants boys. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
But he's just short.
Yeah,
It sucks.
I would laugh if Derek was like the same height as mom.
Yeah, it could have happened.
What if he was
Yeah.
that height, but he could still throw like he could?
That'd be
If
sick.
our mom wasn't
That'd be
5'2",
something.
we'd all be 6'8".
Oh, that's true. That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Oh,
She-
that's true.
She's dropped it all down.
Yeah.
So that's whatever. It's what it is.
It's fine.
It's such a
survived.
weird combo that
I
Papa
can't
Carr was
imagine.
like, yeah, man.
I can't imagine my back hurting more. So if I was like 4 inches taller,
Right. No,
you'd have
worse.
to put me down, bro. Like
know
just
what?
in my life.
Just on top of that too, is Dave's 3 years older than I am, right?
Yep.
So when something happens to him now, I see it 2 or 3 years later.
It's like looking into your future.
Same knee, same hip,
same knee.
back.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Because I remember he came to me and he was like, my freaking knee. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, that happened to me 3 years ago.
And then
I'm
my
like,
hip
I'm
starts
like,
hurting.
Here's how you fix it. And then the hip,
He's in the barn stretching his hip. I went,
I still can't fix the hip, bro. So
like, I feel like it needs to pop, man.
yeah.
Then were you sweating when he got diabetes? Then you said, I got 3 years.
Hey, man. Because I'm not the lightest guy in the room right now, right? I'm like, when's it my turn at the bat?
We're all, Dave's got diabetes. Darren's all sweating. Oh my gosh.
Bro, how do you think this boy feels over there, bro?
Ty's the Lone
Hey,
Ranger.
we on deck, huh, Ty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He is a Lone Ranger.
one of the
huh?
weirdest days of my life. It was like I already had it, Gracie had it, and I was just like sitting. I was like, we're in our old house in like 1,000 Oaks over there,
Yeah.
and I check my phone, and Dad sends me a picture of someone's like glucose monitor, and it's like 600. He's like, guess whose blood sugar is this? I was like, oh, why is Gracie's blood sugar so high? He says, nah, that's me, dog. It got another
man.
one, bro.
Got another one, bro. Tyler's over here just fighting them off, battling, bro.
He would
So-
it would hit that man the hardest. This poor Oreos are
No,
gone,
he'd be
bro.
dead. Tyler'd be dead. He
So I have a
couldn't sur-
question.
Tyler couldn't survive this.
First, Cooper or you? I forgot.
It was me. It was me, Grace, Cooper, you, right? The last
They all
one?
had it first, and then I got it. Yeah.
That was the one.
Can I ask?
That was like 35.
Yeah, I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I just ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
How did you get it?
That's a great question. I have a couple theories.
Been a lot of theories brought up. The air.
The air was a theory.
Like, if you don't know, it's whatever. But
So I think that here's to the best of my knowledge, and I'm sure there are people on listening that know better than I do. But
Yep.
to the best of my knowledge, what happens is your body either gets sick, a normal flu or some type of virus, or your body's stressed out, or like something happens where your system gets messed up. And so in the process of trying to fight that disease, it starts attacking your own pancreas. So
Kills
it
it
attacks. So it's like if anyone like gets like just for instance, if you get like sun poisoning or something, it'll start attacking your liver randomly, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of what type 1 is.
Gotcha.
It starts. So I think what happened was, not to start a class action lawsuit against the National Football League, but what I would like to do is take you back in time. When I started working with the NFL Network, I worked on the morning show. And so I did NFL HQ, if you remember,
remember
with
that.
Terrell Davis and LeVar Arrington, all these guys, from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning. And I left my house at 1 a.m. So I would sleep from like 8 to like 12:30. And then I would get up and I would go do that show 4 days a week.
and you did not have diabetes at the time.
I did not have diabetes at the time. And so I did that for a year. And I towards the end of that year, I contracted type 1 diabetes.
Makes too much sense.
So that's what my doctor tells me.
Did your diet change in that time?
So no, that was the same. That was exactly the same. The only thing that was different was my sleeping pattern. And so that's how important sleep is.
Because you had to be at work earlier.
I had to be at work earlier because I would only sleep for like 3 hours a day. And then, so I don't know if I should sue the National Football League for like $50 billion.
I think just at least get it out there.
Like, let's put it out there. Let's see what the lawyers want to do.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back. I'm just kidding, NFL. It's fine. I've done fine.
sweating.
Yeah, I'm like,
They're fine.
Did you hear
I
what
got
Dave
you.
said? Did you hear what Dave said on the podcast?
So I think that's probably what it was. You know, I think my body was just stressed out, and so like it treated it like a virus, right? The lack of sleep. I was still sleeping. I would come home and sleep. I was off the rest of the day.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know this is not on your list.
Okay.
But you're talking about stress, right?
Yeah.
And you're 3 years older than I am.
Yes.
And yet your hair hasn't turned white yet like mine.
I have spots of white in this area. But let me tell you something.
I've seen his Target shop.
You're
you know
the
what I'm saying?
you're the head you're the head coach of a high school football team. You remember that? Remember that thing we talked about? Good cop, bad cop?
Yeah.
The good cop doesn't usually get stressed out.
He doesn't.
He usually just comes in with his play sheet and he's like, okay, guys,
guys
we're going to
ready
run
to
on
go?
2nd and 10.
You have had to put up with Ty for a long time, though.
That's true.
So
that
that's
has stressed
remarkable.
me out. I do have, what I do notice though, I do have
Look at
some gray in my chin.
Yeah, it's going here.
Yeah.
That way. Mine's kind of going that
Yeah.
way.
I have some
Yeah.
gray in my chin for sure. And I have a little bit right here. I've only seen like 1 or 2 up here, which I don't know. Maybe it's because I just be eating meat. You know what I'm saying? That's all I eat is
clip that
grass-fed,
one.
grass-finished beef. All right?
Let me tell you something.
That's all I eat.
No, do
I
not
haven't
put the
eaten a
last
vegetable.
track.
I
Speak
haven't
to
had a
all our-
vegetable.
Speak to all our
Listen.
vegan subscribers out
I
there.
haven't had a vegetable
100%.
in 5 years.
This man,
Not
I've been
one.
okay. Just real quick.
Yeah.
I've been trying to lose weight, right? Okay. So I weighed in at 299.8. Maybe the beginning of this month, right?
Tipping the scales.
Ooh, man. I was like, there's not too many 300-pound 80-year-olds walking around. So
That's a good. That's
Brandon
a good,
hit me with a controversy that you actually the scale said 300 and you did it down.
I just full of crap. You notice my feet were on the yeah. So
That
this gentleman,
0.2 could be like picking a booger out of your nose.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
0.2 pounds right
Yeah.
there is gone.
this man to my right said, you cannot eat enough meat. I said, what does that mean?
That's right.
Then he told me about these rats, and they just, you don't have to tell it. But
I'll tell it. I'll tell it.
So
Okay.
check this out. A couple days ago, I told Dave, I was like, Dave, I can't get past
We're a lifestyle
294
podcast now.
or 293 or something. I can't get past 293. It was going pretty good. Now it's just kind of hanging out. He's like, bro, eat in an 8-hour window.
Yeah.
Eat meat. Obviously,
Eat whatever you want.
exercise.
Yeah, eat whatever
right?
you want. Yeah. Yeah,
And
just-
I was
yeah.
like, okay.
Eat in a window.
And that's the day we came over here and he had all that steak and filled my belly full of the steak. Okay. I woke up. I was lighter.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I was 288. Maybe it wasn't the right numbers, but I was 288 the next morning, dude.
Keep
Crazy.
it going, man. Keep it going. So I'll just tell about the
Wow.
study real quick. We got 2 minutes to tell this because so here's what happens. Okay, so all the people at home.
the 2 minutes
So say you have
It's 2 minute warning.
2,000 calories. Okay, I'm not going to spike the ball during this.
no
either.
timeouts.
We're going to actually take shots and throw it. Okay, 2,000 calories right here.
no
2,000
timeouts,
calories right here. Rats. All right. These rats were given the 2,000 calories over a 24-hour period. So they never really stopped eating. They were constantly given the food, however much they wanted, right? They just give them a little piece of it. They ate all 2,000 calories. These rats were only given the calories in an 8-hour window, right? This group that only had an 8-hour window increased muscle density, lost body fat, gained energy, wanted to play more. This group slept the entire time, right? Lost muscle, gained body fat. Simple, right? Very simple. So like, it doesn't matter, even if you don't want to change anything that you do in life, you don't want to eat anything different at all, eat in a smaller window. Don't eat throughout the entire day,
Yeah, man.
right? Eat later in the day, stop eating earlier in the day. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And then we can get into all the other stuff, but that is like the number one thing you can
What's
do
your
Changed my life.
to be healthier.
12 to 8. That's the one. That's the magic.
Whatever
window?
it is, it's different for everybody because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're eating and you're not eating when you need it. Like if you're working out and you're exercising, obviously in that window you want to be able to fuel your body, right? So you don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to eat for these 8 hours and then 3 hours after that I'm going to work out. That's not going to work. You got there's also we can go into more science there as far as like what you can do when you should eat. Like technically after you work out, you should have instant protein as fast as you can, no fat, very little, as much lean protein as you can get into your body right away. Cause that's when your muscles are looking for it. It's like, we need muscle, give it to us. Okay.
Yeah.
Then like 2 or 3 hours later, you have a big meal, same thing, 2 or 3 hours later, big meal, you're done eating for the day. Right. And then you're good. Simple.
You
Facts.
seen the Liver King, his videos?
Dude's intense.
He lives off of meat, livers, and HGH.
I like how you added HGH there. I'm like, wait, there has to be another
all
component.
natural lifestyle plus there's a little
Because
component.
I had steak and honey today too, and I don't look like that.
Just a tab of.
Just a
sprinkle
dabble
of
of
something
a
on there.
natural.
A salt shaker? He just kind of takes it on.
That's right. He goes, all right, Kings, today we're eating
can't just
liver,
eat-
meat, and steroids.
We're living like the cavemen did, plus a little
extra
plus
human
something
growth.
They look
divine.
like the caveman, and then it hard cuts to him just injecting
Exactly. Hey man,
We talk about stress and stuff,
Dude, bro.
diabetes. Can you imagine how stressed 4-year-old Austin drowned and then got diabetes within 2 months, bro? It was
Yeah, see,
rough
well, that's
4 years.
so that's what I think.
Oh,
I
so
think
is that the stress?
that
That
was
was
the
the
stress.
catalyst for it.
that was the stress. Exactly.
It was a rough year 4 for
Yeah.
little Austin, bro.
But that was the stress, man. And then Grace got sick. Like she had a
Yeah.
really nasty flu right before she got diabetes, and so did Cooper. Cooper was super dehydrated. And then he got sick, and then he had diabetes. So it's like, that's probably it.
Real quick before we move on from that, it was so weird, but it was like me, nobody else for so long, and then it went. I was like, oh my god,
long times, right?
Firing off, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
that was wild.
It was you and Cooper within like 2 or 3 years of that.
Yeah, it was quick. Yeah.
Gracie Cooper was like, it's always the worst timing. Cooper's was like Christmas Eve.
Dude, Cooper's was we just had.
Yours was like on your birthday or like Gracie's birthday or something like that?
No, we had just had Grace, and then Cooper got it on Christmas. It's like the ultimate trifecta. Brand new baby, Christmas, diabetes. Huh? What's happening? I'm just trying to sleep. I got a game, Crazy, man.
Oh, man.
So this is going to be like a 2-part question, right? This is going to be one part of the question is for the past and one part's for the present, right?
Okay.
And it involves social media. If social media was around during the Texans days, do you think you would have been able to control yourself, or do you think it would have been just all-out warfare back then?
I think. Well, I'll answer it from my side, and he can answer.
That could be two different answers.
Man.
I think that I just wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the move. I think the guys that can have it in play that's impressive to me that you can do that. Mm-hmm. But my suggestion would be to just don't have it at all, unless you're getting close to your being done. You've already established yourself. But especially young players. Like, dude, you got to be a good football player first. Like, let's not mess with trying to get followers and all this stuff, because that's not. You can do that later. Like Tom Brady added Instagram like year 15.
Yeah.
Like now he's doing great because he knows who he is.
Jeter just got.
Yeah, Derek Jeter
just
Twitter,
like
Jeter's
5 years
great,
post retirement. Or something.
Yeah. So do it like that. Like that's Derek Jeter always did some pretty good stuff on the field, and I guess that's pretty smart the way he went about it off the field. So I think that's what I'd have to. I just would have to literally stay off of it.
I think I would be in the trenches, Darren.
Well,
I have so many anonymous accounts, bro. I'd be deep in there.
Yeah, you talking about athletes? You talking about brothers with brothers in the NFL?
Are you talking about like when I was a Texan?
I'm talking
what
about
he would
when
have.
he was in Texas. Like our family would be going after.
It'd be a
him.
mess, man.
Bro, it would not be right. I'd be going on podcasts, dude. It'd be game over.
It'd be a wrap.
It'd be entertaining because I would live vicariously through you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd have a burner though. Kevin Durant's got some burners.
But he's open about it. He says, "I got."
Oh,
more.
he says he has them.
Oh, he got caught.
Yeah,
that
he
one time.
said he still has burners.
He got caught.
Yeah,
and he speaks his mind from his main account.
Because he
too.
tweeted, thought he was in his burner, tweeted from his own account, and they caught him.
Really? Oh no, he didn't
they
switch
caught
the thing over.
And then after that, they asked him, he's like, "I got more."
I'm not just
even
one.
more.
It's
We
always
are many.
I got like 6 more though.
Yeah, like
We are
we've joked
many.
about on a podcast before. It's like you can always tell when it's someone's burner because it says like this Twitter account was made May 2022. Like, okay, this is made just for this one topic.
Like 3 weeks ago for that reason. Yeah,
like,
when that happened.
This account was made just to
when he
fight this
went
guy
1
right
for
now.
15. Yeah, exactly. Got it. That same day. Got it.
And then now with like Derek in the NFL, how hard is it to not go and just like jump on these fans? It'll be like a picture. I've had it. It's been like on Instagram a picture of like our family on Easter, and it's like Raiders suck. I'm like, where did you come from?
man.
Like, how did you get here?
A lot of times the Chiefs fans, me and Chiefs fans have conflicted
Yeah,
relationships.
what's wrong with him, man?
Chiefs fans are just haters.
Broncos fans are the more relaxed ones to me.
Bronco fans I have no beef with.
Yeah.
I have no beef with Charger fans.
Are there Charger fans?
That's good.
That's why you can't beef with them.
I have all the smoke that I don't even pay attention to. My favorite part about Chiefs fans is the mute button. Like, just if they ever watch this, just know that you're muted.
not blocked.
Like, you're just muted. You're screaming into the
talking to
darkness.
yourself.
You're talking only to yourself.
to a wall.
You're not talking to anybody else. No one hears you.
We joke that like you've lived in the paradise of Twitter because you've blocked so many people. It's like,
Bro, I'm like
People
Kim
complain about
Matumbo.
social media, but everyone I see agrees with me.
I thought I was I even sent a thing to our group text the other day.
Yeah,
I was like,
remember.
I'm literally going to be top 5. I'm only like 300 blocks away from Shaq in the all-time block. Right. And then this man busts out his block and he's like 1,000 ahead of Shaq's all-time block. You had like 13,000 blocks.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now, actually.
Anyway, this dude, I say I mute a lot, which I only mute Kansas City Chiefs fans. I block everybody else. Kansas City Chiefs fans, if you're blocked, I apologize. I'll go back and mute you because you shouldn't be blocked. Y'all haters,
it's
man.
always
There's a
different.
couple thousand, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're like 13,000 blocks.
So we can talk about that for a second.
It's always different, but it's like I can handle what I'm just going through, and it's like,
Yeah.
Derek sucks. But if it's like Derek needs to die, I'm like, let's hold on a second. Let's just breathe. bro.
Some people
Why are
just
we
take
going
this
that-
thing like to a next level.
But
Like,
you guys know what this is, though, right? It's just like they're not. How many
can't be
people?
serious.
How many people? Well, how many people have you ever met in your life that have said that to your face?
0.
Zero. Have you ever had anyone say up to your face, Derek sucks, right to your face, or the Raiders are terrible?
No
Never.
shot.
It never happens.
They tell the opposite. They say, I love Derek. I'm like,
Exactly.
oh,
Then they
thank
ask for his autograph.
Right. Yeah.
Same
100%.
people. I'm like, you guys are dumb.
I think we've had a little scuffle with the same man that you guys have had a scuffle with. What's his name on Twitter?
I don't know.
Oh, the annoying dude that hates Derek for no reason.
Josh Dubois.
Oh, Josh Dubois, bro.
Yeah,
He is
but Josh-
so weird, bro.
Here's Josh.
Who is that?
Oh, he's probably blocked him millennia ago.
Is he like a
he's
fan
the-
or something?
He's a Raiders.
Yeah.
beat
He's the guy
reporter, I
that-
think.
He's a Raiders beat reporter. That's
That
a
hates
jerk to the
Derek
players.
But he's the guy that now when that guy asks a question, Derek he knows who he is too.
Yeah.
He just does it to get clicks and attention. That's all he's doing it for.
Yeah.
Because his news isn't good enough to like get attention. So he just has to like make this like personal vendetta against someone. And now it's a thing. So people are like,
Debo.
yeah, I think it's
Dubois.
He's verified.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I gotta follow him now.
he's a verified idiot. How about
We're still
that?
waiting for hashtag verify Darren, bro. We're still waiting, dude.
Wait, is he not verified yet?
Oh,
Hold
it's-
on. Let me make a call.
No, man. This guy said, "Hey, for your birthday, I think I'm trying to get you that."
No,
blue
that's
check mark."
not true.
He said it.
I was
years
also
ago.
curious
Are you 40
about,
yet?
Because
I'm gonna
I
get
see
him verified
on,
as we're on this
on
thing. Watch.
Twitter and on social
Do it.
media.
Okay,
that
give me your thing.
Yeah.
While
What?
we're on, I'm gonna get him verified.
You gotta call Elon Musk
Instagram
right
I
now.
can do. Oh, well, that's Twitter too. Yeah, Twitter too.
Instagram, fine, whatever you want to do, man.
Give me your name.
FaceTime Elon
Hey, you know
Musk
what? Hey,
right
look,
now.
throw us in there while you're in.
Sorry,
It's
give us a
because
second.
your
Well,
name
well,
is
I mean,
Darren Carr 750497837.
Well,
No one
You
knows
gotta
who
fix that,
is.
Darren.
I got you.
You gotta be.
Aren't you? What are you like?
just kidding.
QB David 8 or
Why don't
something?
you come at me, Noah? Why are you coming at me right now?
Oh, we're just straight up Harvester Sports.
NFL
That's
Network
a great
guy.
username.
NFL Network guy.
Darren Carr
LOL.
7504.
Yeah, just text them at
I'm
Harvester.
gonna text my
Oh,
friends
just-
over
yeah,
at
ours is
Meta
just
right
at
now.
Harvester Sports.
Let's see if Meta can get this thing done while we're
I'm
on
gonna text
air.
my friends over at Meta
That's
right now.
good.
Let's see if I can do this.
Or Signal.
Josh, huh? Okay.
Yeah, you might need. To
I think where I hate it is because the brain ability inside this room right now, when it comes to football, we've played it, we coach it, it's our profession, and then people like hate on this cat, and it's usually the majority of just Twitter people just don't know what they're looking at, man. They don't know.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before, man. Like, what's the hardest position to play in all of sports?
Quarterback.
It's quarterback. You rely on everybody. Everybody. So you're going to lift all these quarterbacks up to this big friggin' highest peak of whatever. And then they got to have all these other things around him. Like these guys, like Dave. He got drafted #1 overall to the Houston Texans. An expansion franchise. Like they're brand new, right? No hitting anybody. You got where you got, okay? Ben Roethlisberger goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've been around for 60 years, and they've won 5 Super Bowls before that.
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal franchise. And they put people around him. He had Hall of Famers from the day one. Jerome Bettis. Then his when they had the squad with Le'Veon Bell and those guys. Antonio
Yep.
Brown.
Yep.
All those cats around him. Like that stuff matters, man. Derek don't win. Oh, what's the thing keeping he don't win? Well, give me a break, man. Like the dude went to the Raiders, okay? Like they weren't anything before he got there, really. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to rustle anybody. They know.
Like, yeah, go ahead and go back to the time before Derek. And
Yeah,
enjoy
go ahead.
that.
I mean,
enjoy
like,
that 30 years.
Since we're talking about it though, like the man has been a stable man, especially last year.
Yeah.
All that stuff they had to go. I'm not saying him, but he's the guy that you want to put up there. So we'll say him, right? Yeah. He's the one getting in front of the microphones. He's the one trying to call everybody. He's the one trying to get everybody together. Him, Maxx, and those other guys, right? But dude, I mean, I'll tell you this: that man wins a Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer.
I love it.
Period.
I think I agree, 100%. And I think what you have to realize: have you guys watched the new league on what's the new league that's up again?
AFL.
No.
They played a game yesterday.
I can't even think of it. You know why I can't think of
The
it?
empty stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. You know why the
That's the one
stadiums?
with the Rock?
You know why the stadiums are empty?
No,
That's the
Rock is
XFL.
XFL, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
We went to the
Another
XFL.
league.
What do you think the main reason is that the stadiums are empty? Why does that league suck?
They're not as good
Quarterbacks.
as the players. Not
Because
as
the
good.
quarterbacks suck. Now look, that's not a shot at those quarterbacks. They're not NFL caliber guys.
Yeah.
There's barely 50 guys in the world that can do this job. Okay. So then you get a guy like Derek who's at the top of the 50, right? And he gets hate like from his local beat guys
Bro,
instead of just
it's
appreciating.
crazy.
I'm like,
So-
this is
hey,
insane to me.
Thank you. So Davante Adams says simply says, "Hey, Derek reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers."
Oh, I wonder why that is. Because
Strong
literally
arm,
everything
accurate,
is the same.
smart, runs. Is a great football
that's not
player.
the narrative.
Wait a minute.
Oh wait,
you can't say
Aaron
that.
Rodgers is the best ever.
He's Derek Carr.
Aaron Rodgers.
You can't put him in
freaking
the
Aaron
same
Rodgers.
sentence and paragraph.
Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, you keep saying Aaron Rodgers. Explain to me what he's so good at. Like, when is the last time he won a
best
Super
part
Bowl?
is like the little the Twitter little what do they call them? ESPN or whatever they are.
yeah.
Whatever. They got these little eyeballs. I'm like, what is the eyeball thing about?
Yeah,
What is the eyeball about? They're not the same in all these categories. Oh, Aaron wins though.
Oh yeah, except
the
for
difference.
when.
What was
Never
Joe
mind.
Flacco's win percentage?
So they've won 13. Look, I'm not going to bash the Packers right now, but I'm just going to give a stat. You want to give us like stats?
Yeah, we like stats.
Aaron Rodgers.
How many
phenomenal,
years
by
in
the
a
way.
row have they won 13 games? 3.
3.
How many Super Bowls do they have? Why is that, Tyler?
Remember the one Super Bowl he won, and they had the cover of all the people that was on
That
his
kills me
team?
the most.
The Hall
So you
of
want to give
Famers.
these quarterbacks
Hall of Famers
issues?
Hall of Famers.
on the cover.
JJ.
Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, I remember all of
Driver.
them. I remember all of them.
I'm just
I'm just saying, Aaron's a great quarterback and he's
Nelson.
deserved MVP, right?
Yeah.
But if we're going to just say that, oh, there's no way that when you watch the film, you see Aaron and Derek as a similar player, it's literally all I see.
So are you telling me that Joe Thomas is in the Hall of Fame because his win percentage is low?
Right. So, no,
Left tackle?
No, not Joe. No, Joe's not
Joe can't
anywhere
go to the Hall of
near.
Fame. 12% win percentage.
He's not anywhere near Anthony Munoz.
Gotta be kidding me, man.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Or like Eli. Like they're going to say Eli's not in, but his win percentage is
Crazy.
exactly 50-50.
Crazy. Yeah.
That last game had me in tears, by the way. Wait, I was like, please, bro, just go even.
Yeah, we were all on edge, bro.
Please go
Please.
500.
We're a big Eli
Please,
Manning
my
fan
boy.
over here, bro. We love us
I was like, my boy, please, bro.
Hey,
Not against the Eagles.
That'd be the
And it would
worst.
be the Eagles,
Oh,
too.
yeah. I'm like, he would put
Man,
him on
he
there.
had
And that would probably keep him out.
That's
Yeah.
what
How
I'm
crazy
Oh,
is that?
there's some dumb reporter that's never taken a snap in his
Wouldn't be a
life
first
would be like,
ballot.
well, he
He lost the Philadelphia Eagles.
in that literal voice.
Yeah.
In that same voice.
Has
because
3
he can't
cookies and a freaking
breathe
soda.
out of the side of his face.
Eli can't win it
has
against
been
Philly.
sitting in that same chair for 50 years writing about football he's never even understood. Imagine doing something for 50 years that you don't understand.
So this guy Josh hates Derek, huh?
I don't know how you don't know about it.
I don't have no idea who he is.
I know his face.
He's
I
probably
thought-
blocked. That's probably why I
I
don't
thought
have
we've
anything to do
like
with
ran
him.
into a Raider game.
No, there's
before.
Josh is
Listen.
on the other side of the stadium.
Let me tell
if
you
he
what
knows
happened.
that we're there, I guarantee I know where Josh Dubois is. Not on our side of the
I'm pretty
stadium.
vocal in public. I don't really hold a lot in. Would you all agree with that? So if he was out there and you guys pointed him out to me, I'd have to ask him some questions.
I'm gonna send
What's
out.
wrong with
I'm
you?
gonna
Are you
send
okay?
out. I'm gonna send out an invite to Josh Dubois to the suite.
I hope it's
sit
name-
right here.
You can come sit right next
I
to us, and
hope-
we'll explain to you every snap that's happening in the game.
It'd be even better if that's not actually his last name. Because I thought it was DeBout. But I hope he's saying
Dubois.
DeBout the whole time.
Dubo.
That's even better.
He's got.
you
His
want-
first name is probably pronounced Josh. The last
Yo,
name.
yeah.
We'll never find this man.
Josh.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's
unfindable
Josh.
now.
Okay, well, wait, really quick.
Okay.
That guy just looked up his Twitter 1 minute ago.
Okay.
How is Carr better than Stabler? He replied, he isn't. That was
Okay,
1 minute
what does
ago.
that mean
1
though?
minute.
Better than
I'm
Stabler.
just saying.
Stabler's
he just
the
said 1
goat,
minute.
man.
This is him.
You talk what?
It's gonna unfocus the camera.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
just
cry.
about, bro. That's him. Show him
Man,
his
what
face, Tyler.
happened, man?
So Darren etches it in his brain. Click on his picture and it's like,
It's a different era.
And look at who's calling me. And look at Josh is texting on Twitter, and look who's calling me right now.
Who is that?
What's Darren?
So do I answer it?
You can,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell him you're on the pod, though.
Okay,
him
I'll
you're
tell him.
on the
I'll
pod.
tell him. Hey, dude, just a fair warning. I'm literally doing Austin's podcast right now. So
Hey, why don't you
you're not
call
on
me,
speaker
dog?
though. You're not on speaker.
The microphone's right there.
No one can hear you. No one can hear you.
I'll take all his questions until he's done.
Dave, I think I'm gonna request a trade. I don't
Oh,
really like you.
if Derek gets cut right now live on
Okay.
TV, we got to cut this whole podcast, bro.
That's what kills me, man. Is he better than Stabler? Stabler's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's Papa's favorite player, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sick. I'll get those. There's actually a golf shop right next to SoFi
another
Stadium.
question
So
for
I'll get
Jay?
those when I go to work. That's perfect.
Is that the most big time thing ever for him
All
to
right,
push thing and talk
perfect.
about
Thanks.
Yeah.
golf for a second?
All right,
Yeah.
see ya.
Are we on for 18 tomorrow?
He was just getting me on the Travis Matthew heater pants for the golf tournament. Yeah,
Nice.
so he's got to make sure I was. He told me that he's like, I don't know. He told me to get some other pants, like some golf. I'd never have worn golf pants that are any good.
Ty, is that camera focused now that you showed?
Oh, yeah.
Is he gonna?
Okay, I was worried because you put a phone up to the lens.
And now
Is there a dress code for Dave's caddies?
Yeah, what are we wearing?
I don't know.
DC has three
Three of my caddies are in this room. No, I'm sorry I didn't make the cut, but there's only 3 days of the tournament, so I can't.
And he's in crunch time. He's when he gets most stress.
Hey, and you know what? There's a little bit of a theory
How
here.
many caddies are you allotted?
Well, I'm allotted one, okay, but they're all going to be Tyler. All right, they're just going to switch the badge. Well, Tyler's going to go the first day because Darren won't be there yet, and then he'll get me off. We're going to get off to a rabid start. We're going to have like 30 points, only birdies. We're firing at pins.
Driver every time.
Then Austin's going to take the bag on. So this is the American Century Golf Championship in Lake Tahoe.
I'll be on deck.
And so then Austin's going to take the bag.
If you don't-
and he'll be on deck in case Austin taps in like hole 6 as we start to climb up the hill.
If you don't-
Elevation 6,000 feet, Austin. Make sure you're doing your cardio. All right. And Darren's going to take me home on Sunday. And we're
You
going to
better be ready
freaking.
for that back 9 when I
Reigning
come out of the tent
champs.
with 4 hot dogs. Like this.
I'm going to go and look for my bag and tee off on 10. And this guy's going to
Yeah.
be glizzy 5 glizzies deep.
Yeah,
No
man.
shot.
Yeah.
I don't get a hot dog in my hand like this.
You're gonna hand me a ball that's got mustard on it.
Yeah. I'm like, why is this ball slippery?
It's
gonna be great.
Here.
But he was getting me on the Travis Matthew pig golf pants. So they're a local company. They were actually.
I'm gonna have a GoPro tucked to my chest that's live streaming the Harvester.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so
Yeah,
fun.
hey Harvester, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Should.
You guys are gonna
Do
get
it.
good content.
Harvester shirts.
Do it.
You know what? I have some hats I got to give you guys.
I'm just gonna walk up and go, Josh Allen. Hey,
I have four of these hats that are all white that have a Harvester logo on them.
Oh,
So
snap.
I got to pick them up from the guy.
Yeah.
do you have those? You have,
I haven't picked them up from the hat guy
That's
yet.
clean.
Yeah. So look at there's right here. We'll just. I might even wear it for the tournament.
we all need to wear it.
Okay. I'll wear it.
Noah
Oh,
needs one too. We gotta get Noah a hat too.
And if you're ever getting interviewed, what's this?
I'm sorry. What is this?
It's
Oil
a
Derek
podcast
right here?
called The
Oh, it's
Harvester
actually a podcast. You guys should check it out. Harvester Sports.
My hat? Okay, yeah.
It's almost disrespectful because Derek said that he would wear his gear in the interview. We still haven't gotten him a shirt yet.
He do. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Do you guys have? You guys got to get shirts, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we don't know.
it's just a matter of do we want them to be trash or no?
Yeah, that's what I'm
probably
saying.
trash.
I
need
want
to
something
get-
like a dry fit would be clean. Like a
Bro,
dry fit
I'm gonna
Harvester
get
one.
you this shirt right here. This is the Lululemon shirt. They have them in white.
Let me tell you something about Lululemon, bro. Listen,
I like
my
the
daughters
dry
got
fit.
$100 gift cards each from their uncle one day. And they're like, "Hey, Dad, can we go to Lululemon?" Like, yeah, sure, let's go in here. Again, I'm not quiet about certain things. I walk in there and they're like, "Dad, I can't afford these. It's like $110 for tights." I went, "What in the world, dude?"
You'll have those tights for 30 years.
Oh, are you sure? I hope. Like,
So I bought.
I was insane.
No, they
And
are-
then
they are insane.
they go to the rack that's on sale, like $98.
Yeah, they're super expensive.
It's
But I will
unreal.
say that I bought a pair of.
Bakersfield was a
nice
party when that Lululemon opened
I bought
up.
a pair of Lulu pants, like sweatpants, when I was playing for the 49ers in like 2010 or something. Like they're 15 years old,
still have
and
them.
look brand new.
That's fine.
So
I've had this for 2 years.
That's
it's
fine.
good stuff.
I get it.
Yeah, it's just it
Longevity.
is a little expensive, but it's good
Okay.
stuff.
I mean, I don't really know what you're doing to your shorts or your pants
Gotcha.
that they would be falling apart anyways. But
I'd be active, man. You know what? No, I'm moving and shaking, bro. Lateral movement's my thing. I'm not a straight line guy. I'm a side to side.
And
back to when we were talking about kind of social media, I was curious because I always see people on Twitter that will come after both of you for like sort of blindly saying like the Raiders are going to win every game. That people are like,
Wait, are they
Maybe
not
that's
going to win
our
every
mind.
game?
mindset
be realistic.
is
Why are-
different than yours.
And I was just curious, like, how do you? Because I feel like they don't think about like if your brother's on a team, why would you ever in the world say like
If you went on NFL
yeah,
Network,
honestly, I
Yeah,
think he's gonna
and-
get clamped this
and
week.
you were like,
Like-
yeah, they're gonna lose to the Chargers. They're gonna lose to this. They're gonna lose to that. Do you imagine the text that you get?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how would,
know Robert
how would that phone call just go if I had went on the network and picked them to go 10-6 or whatever?
And
We-
barely squeak in.
he got attacked by
would
Derek. Because
automatically-
remember when he made the top 5 quarterbacks
Oh yeah, he
list?
didn't put.
Yes.
He didn't put
Yes.
Derek. Yeah, and
He was in, he
Like,
was in-
what do you expect
was-
me
Or
to
no,
do?
he was like towards the bottom.
yeah, and Derek
Towards,
called
like,
a
five or
screenshot and
six
sent it in
or
our chat and said, "For real, guys."
I have to apologize all the time to my network. I'm like, look, guys, like, don't put me in a Raiders
Don't
schedule show.
ask me to do the schedule.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
do their schedule.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to be 17-0. Like, that's
17-0,
just
bro.
that's what they're going to do.
It's our mindset in the family, bro.
It's always the
We're
best.
winning every
Before
game.
the season starts, like me, Ty, and Dad will sit at the table and we'll go through the schedule like win.
No, dude, we do. We had to do a real one and then and then another one, right? And then
The difference between the real one and the normal one is 2 losses.
it's 2 losses. It was 2. It was 2. I was like 15-2.
Yeah,
and then he's like,
fine.
no. I'm like, fine.
They lose in
13-4.
overtime. Yeah.
He's all 13 for the number 1 seed. I'm like, that's just what it is. John Baxter, one time, my special teams coach at Fresno State, tight end coach, we went in a room, okay, and he said, I'm going to give you all a piece of paper, all right? Don't have to write your name on it. Here's our schedule, all right? Football schedule. I want you to write on the schedule what games you think we're going to win and what games you think we're going to lose. Write what you think our predictive schedule will be, all right? Write it down, boom, boom, boom. And then he goes, if you wrote down that you think we're going to lose against week 1 opponent, please leave the room.
Thank you.
And he went through the whole list. And
You just found out your entire team's mindset.
exactly, like they're going to win every game. Okay. I'm sorry. I work for the NFL Network. I have to be unbiased. And I do 98% of the time for every other thing that we're talking about. I'm telling you what it is. Even for the Raiders, I'll be honest with you and tell you what holes they have.
They're
I've
not
talked
losing
about
the game, though.
They're not going to lose the freaking game. They're going to figure out how to get through that hole that they have at a certain place, right?
At worst, it's a little rough, but there's a game-winning drive with 2 minutes
Yeah,
left.
they'll figure it out.
Exactly.
How many times has Derek done that? Like
29?
500? It probably is exactly 29, actually. So, I mean, it's just hard, man. It's hard. Like, what are you supposed to do? Say, no, they're going to lose that game?
And do you think like the NFL? Why does it always feel like the Raiders players are always like less talked about? Like it was like Maxx Crosby, like his.
I think
that goes way back.
I think it
bro.
has a lot to do with Al Davis.
It goes
man.
way back.
I think
Yeah,
it does.
it does.
It always feels like every Raider player. I'm like, why aren't these boys talked about?
Just
enough?
Google
It's
Al
starting
Davis.
to change.
Yeah.
You
Now
think
they
that
are
his,
more.
his beef with the NFL, you think that's still...
Yeah, 100%.
I think it lingered.
It lingered,
for sure.
Because there's still owners that were around, or their families were around at that time, and some of those owners are in charge of a lot of things that happen. Like there's an ownership group, and then there's a smaller ownership group that controls a lot of the stuff that happens.
Some, like the
and
older
some of
members.
those guys,
Yeah.
right? Remember that, right? So
Well, and when you keep the franchise in the family, that it's still a Davis that owns it, then it's not.
exactly, yeah, right.
Yep.
And a lot of those other franchises that are owned are still maybe not owned by the guys that were owning it back then, but they're the family members. So it's all the same stuff,
Yeah, but it's not even like not even talking about like when people attack like certain players like Derek or Hunter or Max. It's
Just
always
the
like,
love. Where's the love
Yeah,
at?
it's always like
Yep.
when we got Davante, it's like how did we go down?
Yeah, no,
the power
Davante is
rankings?
ranked 5 overall now in wide receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
I'm
was
like,
the
how
best
did he-
receiver in the league, and
Yeah,
now
how
he's
is
the
he
fifth
there?
can't wait to see what they do
I'm
with
like,
Aaron.
Oh, now he's worse because he's with us. Okay,
Right. So yeah, exactly. It's really interesting, and I'm getting a lot of heat from Packer fans too for some reason. Like I didn't take Davante out of
sure.
the
You
After this
congratulated
one, too.
them on their wins that they've had over the
Yeah,
years.
and then,
You
like,
just simply
I,
said they're not.
I have no beef with... I'm thankful.
Thank you, Packers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
hanging
for
on to
Davante.
Davante, and for this point,
You raised them up well. Now we're ready for him.
fantastic.
Hey, just check this out though. I just thought about this the other day, and this may be just whatever. But Derek and Davante played for what 2-3 years, right?
In Fresno, yeah.
So then they go their separate ways.
Yep,
They grow into these veteran
I know.
Pro Bowlers.
It's going to be legend.
and now
status,
we're going to
bro.
meet up at the end.
It's going to be legend status.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And there's a third member that's slowly coming back. It's Khalil. He's on his way slowly.
Is Matt coming back?
He'll work his way back.
dare.
around.
Could I
He
say
got
something real
closer.
quick?
AFC West, he got closer.
It made me sick to my stomach to see that man in a Charger
Oh,
uniform.
yeah.
Hey, I bet I'm
nauseous.
going to say something egregious. I think Khalil Mack was sick when he found out he was going to the Chargers.
Yeah, 100%. I guarantee it.
I think he was.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked it at all.
The text
No.
you've been traded to the AFC West for
I think-
tears,
I
and
think-
he's so
yeah.
excited. And then there's a,
I think Khalil, guess what? You don't have to go to camp.
I think don't go to camp.
Don't go. Just don't go, man.
did you? While we're picking
what
the AFC
happens.
West, did you see Russell Wilson's hype video that he had to make for the team?
It was awesome, dude. Did you guys like that?
Let's ride.
I was so fired up. I was like, I got to get to practice.
You're
right
trying to
now.
get me in trouble,
Broncos
bro.
country. Let's ride.
I'll say it.
He's trying to get me in trouble with Russ.
That's why Darren's here. You don't have to answer.
I
That's fine.
interview Russ every Super Bowl.
I
He
will say-
Russ
does.
is a great
He
guy.
does. He comes and does an Old Spice commercial. with
It
us.
happened with
They're
Perryman
gonna
too.
see it.
Like when they do it, it's like
Yeah,
so
I will
has
say,
nothing to do
I think
with
the social
the
media
person.
team was out of pocket for posting
Thank
that.
you.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to make, like, behind the
I agree
scenes of a
with
hype
that.
video is not...
This guy
it's the
always
ones that they
said-
put in the jumbotron and they're like getting hype.
Yeah.
And then they put Denzel Perryman. And he was like, oh, I'm like, why are you showing this to us?
This
Yeah.
guy always said, you don't have to do it.
don't
they
have to
may
do it.
suggest you can say no.
You know, the people that are
On these
suggesting
camera
that,
shoots.
Yeah.
they don't really believe what they're selling you. They've been told, let's see if we
Yeah.
can get them to do this, right? And you just have to say no.
say
They're
no.
not going to fight you on it.
No.
Like, for the most part, they're going to be like, cool. because it was someone else that told them to tell you to do it.
And then with Denzel Perryman's thing, man, you got to know Denzel a little bit.
Now look
what
at-
do you only
I-
get from Derek? He's a funny cat.
Now look at I don't
that
know.
was
I don't know
not
what
all the
happened
way
to Denzel.
serious, man.
What happened to Denzel? I
He
don't
just
even.
did this weird, crazy, like
was-
300 yell scream. He was
Okay.
kinda
No,
joking
I thought
around.
it was clear that it wasn't like he wasn't trying to be intimidating.
No,
It was a,
but people were like,
joke.
"Oh, that's kind of embarrassing."
Oh, so it was
They're like,
probably
really,
like,
Raiders?
it's probably like for the
Really?
scoreboard.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it
it's
was, or
all
maybe
the
it's like a
scoreboard
photo of
stuff.
him
You can't hear
mid-scream or
anything.
But
something.
someone videoed it
Yeah.
like with their phone
Uh-huh.
and sold him out.
And it's
You're
like,
not
oh,
gonna
I'm
hear
like,
anything. It's all
ooh.
muted.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you just gotta give the emotion. You actually have to yell in the thing.
Hey, I will say this
Right.
though: meet Denzel in the A gap and see if you
Dude.
see if you have a problem with how he screams.
Bro, we were
That
blown
dude is an
away.
absolute
We looked,
machine.
we looked up his stats, whatever we
Uh-huh.
were talking about in Denzel the other day. It was like 45, 52. Because he was hurt, right? He's hurt. We played for the Chargers. The 1 year that man's healthy, 145 or
No, he's a
154
machine,
tackles.
bro.
I was like,
Bro.
wow, bro.
He's one of my
Imagine
favorite players in the
tackling
NFL.
grown- like grown men.
I think he is my favorite.
Yeah.
No, I like Maxx a lot.
Didn't the Raiders get him for like a 6th or a 5th or something wild?
It was cheap from Carolina, right?
Uh-huh.
How
Let me
did Carolina just say, you know what? We don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what don't you want about that?
You want
sorry.
155 tackles?
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't want a tackle machine, a tackle bot.
Okay. A tackle.
You don't want a tackle
What did I
bot.
say? Aristotle? Dave Carr.
I do love Maxx though too. Can we get Maxx Crosby in the show real quick?
Yeah, Max.
I watched this man, Maxx Crosby, against the Chargers. All right, that last game, we were there. All right,
didn't stop.
he had a pressure on every play in the fourth quarter.
Didn't stop. That Chargers offensive tackle?
Oh,
He
he's
may have retired. Look it up.
dude. That was crazy.
I think he cried.
He's
There was
done.
a report that he cried.
He should cry.
100%.
You can't block the man in front of you.
I-
You have no chance.
The game winner-
The stat guy is back.
How would they know?
There was a
How would they know
report.
that he cried at home?
report says offensive line cried.
Offensive lineman cried.
We need to get.
Hey, so sorry.
Yeah.
You're in those locker rooms.
I'm in them.
Games,
I'm
right?
in it.
Okay, now listen. What do you think his demeanor, that right tackle's demeanor, was like
Like
in
this,
the locker room? Just done.
probably for an hour. He just sat here
Chasing a
in his
condor
pads.
for
It's-
3
it-
hours.
like he had his
It
pads
probably
on.
looked like that picture of Saul running the red light.
Yes, and flash that, please.
Is he wearing a shirt? Is he having just a towel? Like, he's just like someone
contemplating
corner
life.
just
Like
shoot me,
he's about
please.
to kill himself. It's just like I
Man.
can't do this anymore.
NFL's
How do you
real
casually
deal.
run a red light? By the way, just not even care. Oh, by the way, quickly, this man when he was learning how to drive, all right, he had his license. And I'm
remember
riding with him, and so we pull up, and he's stressed. I feel like I stress people out,
Bro,
when I-
he was.
All right, I
with
get
mom, I was the perfect driver. He said, "Let's go for a ride." I've never been more stressed in my life.
Look, because
Yeah.
I'm very detailed when we drive, all right? I want to make sure you're doing things right, and I get a little bit high strung. I get it, right? So
Yeah, I
we
do
pull
too.
up to the intersection, and we stop. All right? All the traffic starts going, cross, flying. Austin just takes off. And we cruise to the
I don't know
intersection,
why.
and this is what I did. I just went like this.
And I just looked straight. I said, "That was a red light, right?" He said, "Yeah."
Dude, I'm telling you, it was cars. Cars just
He did the
it was
same.
20 miles an hour through the intersection.
He did the same thing to
This
me
was-
right here at the end of the parkway.
That one was
He didn't
really
even-
bad.
He didn't even stop. It was just red.
no,
cars.
we went.
All right.
Okay, what happened is we stopped at a red light.
Yeah.
I stopped. It's still red. For some reason, in my head, it turned green. I just
That's what he did.
Red long enough.
Wow.
I'm taking Abby the day before her driver's test. I take her out to Shafter. We know we guessed what the route would be.
Yeah.
So we're getting to Shafter.
Wait, is that the same route that you guessed that I knew that you guessed correctly?
That I gave to Cooper?
I gave to Cooper,
Was that
and
right?
then he nailed it. Literally the exact same
Let me know.
shaft. You got to
Think
fix
about
your
selling
stuff,
it.
man.
Don't fix it.
Don't fix it. It's a good route.
So we pull up. This is the day before she takes her
Fields out
test, right? We pull up. We're taking a right onto the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cars are coming, right? So she like stops and then she just kind of just creeps out there. Well, you got to get in the far lane to turn left, right? Well,
Yeah.
she starts cutting everybody off, dude. Cutting everybody off. Then I freak out. I'm like, honey, go. She stops in the middle of the street.
Oh yeah.
Guess what's behind us?
A train.
A police officer.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm like, honey, just drive straight. Hurry, hurry. So we drive straight. I said, get in the left lane. She gets in the left lane. Lights turn on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The tears start coming. They're not crying. She gets mad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And just the tears. I'm like, oh no.
You're like,
So
you know
they
what?
pull us
Just take
over,
me to
man.
prison. It's
I told
fine.
him.
Just take.
I gave him my ID. He's like, oh, Darren Carr, Coach Carr. I'm like, yeah, man. Shafter guy.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's like, just just get her there, okay? Like,
Yep.
all right, good. But it was,
Bro,
Man, it's
I-
rough.
That's rough.
It's rough sitting in that passenger seat
He
with
said,
no
"I'm
control.
glad you guys
Yeah.
finally switched leagues."
Well, I had that same like scenario when I was going for my last test. The girl got my car and she goes, "We're starting driving." She goes, "Car, like Derek Carr?" I said, "Cash money."
The same.
Cash money.
I was like, "This is gonna be light."
Officer, if you want to look in my trunk, I may have some footballs rolling around back there.
Where we at? What are we done?
We got.
We're gonna have dinner soon.
Yeah, I got
All right,
like
I'm
3
starving.
more.
I just am
I'm
hungry.
gonna pass out.
these are like the light, ha ha, funny. You know what I'm saying?
Because this has been a hard hitting interview.
Hope they've
Okay.
learned a lot
Things
about.
about
Hope they've learned a lot about me.
Now talk to me. Now talk to me about your depression.
Why did I weigh 340 at one
He
point?
loved the depression. That camera caught it. All right.
How's the housing crisis affect you? All right, so this one first. If football wasn't an option, what sport, like if you could be amazing in it, would you have chosen? to play?
Wrestler.
Wrestler, like WWE wrestler.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
I don't think people go straight into WWE unless you're from like Samoa or something.
Bro, I wanted to be a rock star, bro.
Yeah, he'd be a good drummer.
Yeah.
He would shred.
It'd be fun, man.
It'd be cool because he's got bigger than normal drummers. So they're like, see these cracked out dudes like Lars, like they're like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
You imagine if you saw like a gorilla sized human back there just ripping the snare. Like that's the one I want to go to.
We went and watched Metallica play a couple months ago, right? I'm just like, oh, can I be up there and just turn around and face everybody and just play the drums one
Yeah,
time?
yeah. Let me
Dude,
jump in on
you'd
the
probably
next.
do the same thing.
Let me jump in on the next. They had 12
shred
guitars.
guitar
there.
up
Like,
there.
let me play a little
We went
rhythm.
to-
You know,
we
I think it
Our-
comes from Nana too. She's a musical.
Yeah, when we went to our Metallica concert, we were sitting there, and that little kid was saying it, like cussing every word.
Yes,
Hey,
dude,
this
it's
kid's
crazy.
like, "Go, bro."
I was like, oh, wow, that's intense.
Oh man.
What about you? Though? What would you choose? Can I guess? Is it baseball?
I played baseball first, so I probably would have gone into baseball had I not stopped playing baseball in high school because I got a scholarship to Fresno, and Pops freaked out because I kind of hurt my arm pitching them my last year. So he was like, let's not throw the baseball anymore. Let's just focus on football. So probably that. But like, what would I want to do?
Yeah, but honestly, what would I do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm too big to be an F1 driver. I would love to do that. That'd be
Oh,
super
yeah.
fun. I do that on my computer. It's fun. But golf's fun. Golf's a good time. I don't know. I probably would go to baseball though. Baseball probably would have been naturally. Like I would have just had to figure it out. You know, like all right, let's go do this.
It's hard to give like a real answer because I'm doing what I like to do.
Yeah, like
know what I mean?
that's what's so cool about what's happened with football in
Yeah.
our life is like we've pretty much. I went right from playing to talking about it on TV to coaching with my brother. It's like
Yeah.
football's pretty good. Let's stick with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty good gig.
It's a blast to watch.
And then I watch like this year. We're gonna have a game on Friday. He has a game on Saturday.
Yep.
The dogs are gonna play, right? And then I'm gonna watch my brother play on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, beat that for a
What else
football
would you
weekend.
rather do? than
Yeah.
that?
And then Harvester Sports podcast.
Yeah,
episode's
Harvest
gonna
Sports
drop.
Yeah.
Podcast
Drop
comes out.
Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we get some video
Don't
breakdowns?
say certain dates. You can't say Monday and stuff. We have to bleep it out.
Okay.
What is this?
Do I get to break down some film this year again?
You can do it right now if you want me to.
Well, let's whip some film out right now.
As I sit here
you
right
got? You see
now,
any
June
cool plays
24th.
We need
You want
to.
to break down some
We might.
defense?
Yeah.
He can do that too. We
We
can
should have
do.
brought a whiteboard. We should have.
You're gonna learn one thing. You're gonna learn how to do fits. That's what you're gonna learn. You're gonna blow your mind.
Because he does like specific people. So if you want to do like a specific guy, we can get that too.
If there's a shutout,
We need you to do.
That would
We
be
need
good.
you to do Fresno State, DC.
What's
and
the first game?
Davante.
First Raider game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Chargers?
Yeah, I'll do a Fresno
Chargers
State,
and Raiders?
Derek Carr,
Yeah.
Devontae.
Before the
Roast that
season.
right
Is it
tackle again,
outside
bro.
Is it
Max.
really?
I think it is.
It is, but is it?
Because they say that's
Is
what
it?
they say, it's home. That's
It
what
is
I-
not.
Oh,
I
I
was,
wanna-
I was at the
If you
Chargers
need me, I'll
Raiders
break
game.
down Maxx Crosby on that right tackle again. If he's still
Because
there.
I was at the-
I
yeah.
really want to go to like UNLV Fresno, and then the next day is the Raider game home.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be
Yeah.
so sick.
What sport do you think you know the least about?
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna
That's
make
what
you
we're breaking down cricket.
break down cricket. Foot.
That's fine. That'd be tough.
that would be
What's
fun
going
though. You imagine like that? You guys should dabble in that a little bit. Just grab a sport
I'm
you don't
good.
know anything about.
Okay, I actually just recently realized that there is a LA rugby team.
Oh, really?
And I was looking at tickets to go because I
Rugby's
was like,
good,
that would be
man.
kind of cool.
That would
I'd
be
have
cool.
no idea what's
Great.
going on, but
Yeah.
see dudes hitting each other. Then I realized it is professional sport. The prices were more expensive than nosebleeds to a Dodger game. So I was like,
Really?
am I really gonna?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Rugby-
interesting. Yeah, I'd really go to a Dodger game for sure.
How many of those rugby
Yeah.
guys get on podcasts though?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
We
Get them on
gotta
there.
bring 'em on.
Get them
Just
on
have
there. That's what I'm saying.
Explain the
Yeah,
game.
it was
to us.
they're
Get 'em
all
on
like
there.
they're all beat up and they're probably
Dude,
angry, bro.
those guys.
You know what you should do is like I think it'd be fun. Like someone's got to create this where you go like you get people that don't know anything about a certain sport and you have them watch the sport and fix the sport from the outside because I think a
to
lot of
make it
times
more, like, interesting to
it makes it
viewers.
better, right?
Yep.
So like a lot of times when you're too close to the sport, you can't really fix it because you're like oh it's got to be traditional. They've always done this. Like for me, like I just started really getting into F1 recently. I've always driven and liked that, but like I feel like when I watch the race, I'm like, you know what? Why are there 3 different sets of tires?
Yeah.
Put everybody on the same tire compound and let's go because then the races are tighter. There's more passing, like just stuff like that in different sports. People need to do that.
And it
more.
really just comes down to the driver then.
Then it comes down to the driver, but right now it's more about the team, right? Because Daniel Ricciardo has won races with Red Bull before. Like he was on podiums and now he races at the back of the pack with McLaren. It's the same guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like he just
That's
now
wild.
he's back here because he's in a car that's not as fast.
Wow.
And so it's like I feel like I could fix that, but I'm not in charge. No one from the FIA is going to listen to
One
me.
company make all the same car.
So exactly
is.
that is a good thing. Pirelli already does do the tire compound, so it's a one tire, but now they just need to. But they give them like multiple options, so you can go hard, soft, and meter. There's a rain tire, there's a wet.
That's
it's
what
like,
they say
Gotcha.
about like
Get on one.
with the MLB. Like they should not like the MLB makes the baseballs now. They say a whole different company should do it.
Yeah,
Not dead
don't let
balls
the
or high
MLB be in charge of it.
Dude, seriously, like, okay, the juice era.
The ball's dead right now. It's dead.
dead.
It's dead.
It's
As
terrible.
players have said,
If-
they notice a difference this year. That
If you just look
100%.
if you look at the numbers, Noah, like the ball coming off the bat, it's
Yeah.
like
yeah,
but
same,
it didn't
same
go out.
angle, same velo, but it just doesn't.
It doesn't go out.
Doesn't
If you're
go
a
that far.
GOAT pitcher, they're not hitting the ball anyways.
Right. And pitching is so good now, and guys with those spin rates and stuff, and they can go in the
Yeah,
labs and get their
dude.
pitches dialed. It's like they know what's effective. So the pitchers are at like a crazy advantage right now.
So when you guys are hitting home runs, it's like barely going over the fence. I'm like, yeah, woohoo.
Yeah, super
I'm used to
tight.
those
You guys are also
Mark
really,
McGuire.
Yeah,
hitting
you
the-
guys are really big fans of
Five-star era,
the
man.
You guys are the biggest steroid era.
I want to see
fans.
Jose
Yeah.
Canseco hit the top of the Toronto Superdome
Yeah.
again.
I was
or
watching
whatever
this
that thing
highlights
was
like that
called.
video. I was like, this man just hit his 580 feet, bro.
You know what the weirdest thing is? And I hope Jose's watching. He follows me on Twitter. Awesome, by the way.
That's awesome.
So Jose Canseco, you ever seen him ground out? Like you see like his...
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking more to you
Oh, yeah,
now.
no, I have definitely have.
Gets all excited.
It's
Gets all excited. You're thinking home run. And when
No.
he tops one,
Yeah.
it's the funniest thing I've
It's
ever seen in my
hilarious
life,
because he
man.
swings so hard. and it's
Anticlimactic. You're like-
and the ball's just all blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And you're like, and he
right.
looks surprised too. He's like, I should have hit that 600 feet. Starts sprinting on the line.
Like missing it looks better than him.
Yeah,
topping
no,
the
he
ball.
should just miss it. Yeah.
That when you guys like looked when he looked at me for a second, I was like, you know what I'm talking about? I was like, I felt like but some people flamed us like Jerry Rice is the best. How did I know that? I was like, I wasn't born, bro.
He was looking straight through me, and I'm like, he's not okay. Hey,
Like
hey,
we've
man.
been flamed, and I was like, sorry, and he's been like, yeah, well, sorry, we should have been born earlier.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'll do
That's
on
my
like
bad.
I'll do on the network. I'll do like a top 10 list all time or whatever. For obvious reasons, sometimes I'll leave Joe Montana off. Okay, whatever.
was the most mad
people
people
come
ever
at
made,
me.
bro.
They come at
You
me.
talk about controversial.
Right, but then like people will bring up guys that played like when I was not born. I didn't watch this player play, and you
But Jim Otto.
and like and like Dave Damashek was great. He used to work there. He does his own podcast now, which is awesome, and I do his show. But his thing is like you're only gonna say the best players are when you watch them. Like your
Right.
favorite time of watching football. Like who are the best players there? Those are your favorite players, right?
Yeah.
And you're always gonna be biased towards those guys. So it's not my fault that Dan Marino, Elway, and Aikman and all these guys are at the top of my list over a guy like Montana.
Yeah, and for us, it's like Eli, Big Ben, and then
Exactly.
for like Cooper, it's gonna be like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes,
Right,
like
all those guys.
if you had a solid, like a really good football team,
Yep.
excluding your brother Derek,
Yep.
we'll just take him out of the equation.
Yeah.
He'll
And
get
yourself.
Yeah.
And yourself.
Okay, that's fine. Nice. I'm glad you
Who,
did that.
out of the history of the NFL, would you have a quarterback? You had a great team around. you.
Okay,
Great
okay.
solid
Should we go
line,
around-
running back,
should we-
like
you
everything.
two
So,
We'll go
all right,
around?
so I would
Everything's
like, let's
solid.
do that. Okay, so I have two answers for this.
Okay.
because it just depends on what style of offense that I would
Okay.
run.
What style do you want to run?
I think I would prefer prototypical drop back passer.
Okay.
we're gonna rip it around the
That's
yard.
the playbook.
Okay, that's
With a
the
solid
playbook.
team like winning a Super
So
Bowl.
the purest passer that I've ever seen is Dan Marino.
Thank you.
Dan Marino.
I said the same thing. Dan
And
Marino.
Dude.
I would camp him out 7 yards
Ripper
behind the
of
center,
football.
and we
You
would shred
You two
bodies.
woke me up on Dan Marino.
And he never won a Super Bowl.
He was there his second year, never
Just
went
don't want
back.
everybody to think about that for a second.
Marinate
Marinate on it.
17-0, then he lost.
You've watched videos on him now,
Oh
right?
yeah, but
Since
you
I
woke me
showed
up.
you.
Now I'm like, this dude is
He's a
Laser beams,
shred
man.
fest.
Yeah, shred
So he
fest.
has Mahomes and all those guys like Allen, this
Captain Shreds a lot.
absolute rockets, but he had the pinpoint accuracy
100%.
of a Peyton Manning.
and he was mobile
Dude,
too.
I watched this
he
man.
can move a little bit,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Younger days. When this
Towards the
man-
end he couldn't, but yeah. But I didn't care.
deep
He's
balls, right?
Yeah.
Deep
Yeah.
balls. Like this guy would like defy the gravity of the ball.
Yeah.
Like it would like just 400 miles an hour up and then straight back down the same speed.
Yeah.
It was like there was no arc on the ball. He just
And that was
rips
back in
these
the
things,
era
man.
when DBs could jack up wide receivers.
Yeah, man.
Right? There was no rules like benefiting the offense.
No.
So like this was, and the man's throwing for 5,000 yards
Yeah.
when you shouldn't. Right?
Yeah.
So it's Dan Marino for sure for me. But go ahead. Who do you think?
I was just saying the same thing. I
Yeah.
said the same thing. I made a TikTok yesterday. I was like, this dude slept on for no
Oh,
reason.
I didn't see that.
Did that get more than 9 likes?
Yeah.
You get 10 when I watch
That's
it.
good.
You get
I'm
10 when I watch
Kind
it.
of curious about Noah. What do you think, Noah?
Who's your guy?
We turned this on y'all. Now we're interviewing.
Yeah, we asked
You ever
the
seen
questions.
Step Brothers?
You ever seen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're the
What's
interviewers.
the?
If you have one quarterback in their prime to start your franchise
Yeah,
with,
you got a
it'd be-
solid team around. You just need a quarterback. The playbook you want to run to.
And I've met
Don't be
Dan Marino in person, like leadership wise. That dude is hilarious.
I'll change mine. I'll say Eli Manning will be mine since we won't
I wouldn't
say
do that.
Marino.
I love Eli, but I wouldn't do that.
I was gonna say. I mean, I don't know. Peyton is a tempting one for me.
So I
That's-
thought
think
about Peyton
would be
too.
very
I almost
good.
said Peyton as I almost changed my
Like
answer.
98, 99 prime
Yeah.
Peyton.
Yeah, I watched Peyton do some pretty ridiculous stuff.
What about given the same? If they were given the same team,
I also think. Oh, sorry. I
No.
think that because his prime, like since his career overlapped with Tom Brady, I think that has negatively impacted like people perceive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning with less respect than they should because
Yeah,
he's
I think
like
if
in
you
a
ask
shadow
Derek,
for a
this
bit.
isn't controversial, but I think Derek would say he's the best quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was winning all the Super Bowls when Dan Marino was in the league?
That's a good question. So he was
it
mid
Joe?
80s.
Not Dan Marino.
Was it
No,
Joe? No.
I think it was. It was
Joe?
the 49ers because the 49ers.
Yeah,
So
probably
same
Joe
kind of deal,
Montana.
right?
I think the
Yeah,
49ers
getting
or the
overshadowed a little
Broncos
bit.
There's only so many
smashed him.
championships
Or
to
was
go
that
around.
the Cowboys era? Like,
Could you imagine?
No, it was not. It was before that started. Yeah,
Could you imagine Bill Walsh and Dan Marino together?
that's crazy, right?
Would that be nuts?
It would be nuts.
Would that be
Yeah.
better than Joe Montana and him?
I don't know. So the interesting part about Montana and those guys is
Yeah.
that system was very much like what Tyler said. It was very West Coast, like ball out of your hand, timing
yeah.
oriented.
Yeah.
So like that's why. So this is going to sound like a shot at Joe Montana, right? But there were
You're probably
probably
taking too many shots.
there
on
were
it.
probably 10 guys in the league at that time that could have done what Joe Montana did on that team,
In that offense.
in that same offense. That's not like that's Joe Montana was okay. Is Drew Brees a great quarterback?
yeah.
Great quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's very similar in my opinion to Joe Montana. Like they're excellent, like assassins with the ball, like super accurate. Like I'm gonna put it right where I want it.
Smart.
But like Drew Brees, think about Drew in San Diego. What was Drew Brees in San Diego? He was all right, right? But then he goes with Sean Payton, in my opinion, top 5 guy ever to call plays, right?
Yeah.
And look where he goes, right? So it's
Yeah.
the same scenario. It's similar. And I'm not taking anything away from Drew Brees.
So if you took-
but you wouldn't say Drew Brees is as good as Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes or any of these guys right now, right?
So if you took like 32 teams and you made them all the same team, same coaching,
Yeah.
but you could take like if you took all the best quarterbacks from like history, who's winning the most Super Bowls over time? Is it Peyton Manning? If they all
Well,
had,
you got to give me a couple names.
No,
if
we
they all
can't-
Had, if
no.
they had, okay, my bad. If they
We
had like
can't,
an even
we can't
playing
leave out
field,
Tom, man.
No,
If they
exactly.
all
Nice.
had like an even. Because they always say like if Peyton played with Bill Belichick, he would have won more Super Bowls. If Aaron played
Well,
with
I
Belichick,
don't think there's like, I don't think you could assemble a team that is the best team for every.
I think that's a
quarterback.
good point,
I think
Noah. They're
it's not
so
like there's
unique.
a best system. It's
Yes,
some work
facts,
better
yeah.
with this system, some work
Because
better
even with Peyton and Brady, as
Mm-hmm.
similar as their systems were, they did different things. They weren't asked to do the same things.
Yeah.
Brady's skill set, while almost identical to Peyton's, his offense was run differently. And then Peyton did things differently that I'm thinking about, like details of the offense. It just wasn't the same. So you would have to have like. But I think the cool thing about what those good teams did is they found out what their quarterback was good at, and then they tailored the offense around those
Yeah,
guys. And so
exactly.
that's why those teams became great. They found out what Peyton was good at. The system was built. Brady, same thing. System was built.
Yep.
Pat Mahomes, system is built. Josh
Yeah.
Allen, right? You go back to Drew Brees. Like all these guys find themselves with coaches that have success that can build that perfect storm. You know?
Yeah, well, I think most like if you look at the best quarterbacks of all time, they all it's not that they were forced into a system, and so that system was kind of built around them. That
Exactly.
you say like, all right, how's he play? Let's work.
Like
with
it's
that.
a perfect storm that Montana and Walsh got together. Like Montana and Walsh, perfect.
If Mike Vick was in Lamar Jackson's offense,
Yeah.
would he absolutely shred it?
Yeah, because Mike and this is not a shot at Lamar.
They tried to make Mike Vick a drop back quarterback.
But I think everyone that with a rational brain can watch Lamar and say that he's not as pure a passer as Vic was. Right? So I think about the Vic in this current era with the amount of pressure that you can put on the defense running the football. Because when I was playing and Vic was playing, it was generally the same time. Okay. There was a thought that we couldn't do the things that they're doing now because you didn't want to get the quarterback hit. You couldn't put the quarterback in that type of scenario because the defensive ends were too fast, too aggressive, too violent. Your quarterback's going to get hurt. So they just wouldn't do it. And if they had, like they put Lamar Jackson in those situations, Cam Newton, like all the quarterbacks, like even Kaepernick was doing all this stuff. Vic would be an instant Hall of Famer, not even close, no comparison, probably one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in that same offense.
Is part of that the league, just because the league has started to protect quarterbacks more, so now they can take those.
Yeah, and so exactly. So the rules are changed. So now the quarterbacks can play until they're 50, right? And get some of the hits that I got. Like I wanted to find the NFL earlier for like diabetes. I mean, can I go back in time and show you some film? Like where's? Yeah. I think I'm owed like over $1 million in fines.
Saying, how long would those guys be suspended for and get
Dwight Freeney hit me under the chin and I went to sleep. And was there a penalty?
Probably not.
No, there was no penalty.
Took the next handoff too.
Took the next handoff, and it was definitely handoff because I wasn't calling a pass play. All right.
I saw this man gets actually clotheslined by Marcus Stroud.
Yeah.
In Houston.
Literally no penalty.
Around the head, straight to the ground.
It didn't even stop in Texas, but in New York, my favorite picture of him with like the vampire face, the blood coming out of his mouth.
At halftime?
Yeah.
I think that was at halftime. It was 3-0.
Yeah.
And then I think Tyler was the only guy that had scored in that game because he played in a football game.
Played at halftime.
Was that the Jets? Jets or Patriots? I can't remember which one it was.
Who was the meat stick that hit you?
Oh, I still have a busted up rib from the linebacker that hit me in the ribs.
What was that guy's name, dude?
Was it Spikes? Sure. It wasn't Spikes.
No, this guy was. Man,
I know you're talking about
like bodybuilder.
Yeah,
he's a first round pick. Bodybuilder.
You notice how I grabbed my rib when he starts talking about that specific play. I'm like, oh my gosh! I can't. When I surf, it pokes. It hits the board. So like it's just a shooting pain.
Gosh.
I'm like, okay, I won't surf anymore.
I remember it was that same game when Tyler scored and you got the bloody mouth. I called one of the worst middle linebacker calls of all time. This is what I played.
Did you audible to a blitz?
No, I tried to be Luke Kuechly, and I was there because I've been this height since I was like 2 years old. So I was like, oh, he's gonna be 6'8", and it just stopped, bro. But so I was sitting there, and I yelled like I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the GOAT. And I was like, pitch right, and I took off. It was a screen to the left to the house.
Pitch right, screen left.
To the house.
So you left. You fired the gun.
Reach your guard.
And then that same
Don't try and do too much.
That same game, I got like ran over, and I like the only words I was like, good hit when I picked me up.
Good hit, sir.
I was like, that was clean.
That's awesome.
Did his own thing. That's what happens.
I love
Okay,
that.
Darren. Now,
yeah,
I got one more, and then if anyone else says anything, you can now go off. If you were put in charge of EA, what are some things you'd immediately change about Madden?
Just wipe it and start over.
Fire everybody.
Would it
Put
be
us in charge.
EA Madden or would it be something different?
Before you guys go off, I played today, the beta.
Yeah.
The graphics are great. It actually looks like
It does look
That's great.
They have the shirts come out.
I feel like
Oh,
I feel like we always say that when the beta comes out, and then you start playing a weekend. I'm like, oh.
I will say this one time I played the beta though, real quick, is you don't get grabbed. Like there's no like that animation.
The slow down.
Yeah, like where I would go through the line. You know how you had to go through the line and it's almost like you're playing operation.
Yeah.
Where like if I hit the side, I'm gonna get tackled. Like that didn't happen. So that was kind of
Because
cool.
it's more like
That's
they
good.
say it's more physics based now, right? Which is better, how it should have been. Because do you remember the weirdest animation they ever would do is when like the tackle and the defensive lineman were locked up and you could run the running back in between their arms?
Yeah.
The weirdest animation of all time. Like a DM would go, yep, that's cool.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It happened every time you ran an inside zone, and there's a D line and an O line locked up, the guards. Every time you'd run right next to him, he'd always grab you and
grab
you
you.
fall together.
Yep, you get 2 yards.
I kind of wonder what goes into all that too, man.
Yeah.
Because we like in our brain, like this is not correct. This is not right. Like Derek played Brandon the other day, and he's like, "I'm playing this coverage. There's no way he completes that ball.
Yeah.
Like, no way, no chance he
Yeah.
completes the ball." Like, so I wonder how hard it is to actually like
I think it's got to be really hard.
But
It's
the
gotta be
thing with
difficult.
me, I was
It's hard
like,
for
what
them.
I would change, I don't think I would release it every year. I think having it released every year, they can't do many changes.
You wouldn't be a good businessman.
Yeah,
That's
thank
true.
you, Noah.
That's true. I wouldn't make billions of dollars. Like
People would like you, maybe. but
Yeah, you would make a
as much
really
money.
good game. You just
That's
wouldn't
what I'm
make
saying.
any money.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's like, it
Well,
feels
then
like they
you
need
just
more
sell the
time.
roster then. You
Yeah.
can sell the roster update or something
like
like
a-
that.
Exactly.
DLC or something.
Yeah, you would just
Yeah.
every like new, you'd be like, and the roster updated and
Like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I turn Call of Duty on. There's 5 games in front of me. I'm just like,
What do I do?
I'm 40.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not used to this. I'm
don't
just used
know.
to putting a cartridge in.
When can I
pressing
just
power.
push play?
Yeah.
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 I want to
So
go
what
play
were
those.
some things you changed? Do you like the coverages and stuff? You think that,
Harder hits.
yeah.
Watch NFL games. Every tackle
Yeah.
is a sledgehammer.
That's why we play hockey.
Yeah. Okay. EA. We play NHL hockey.
And
when
you
we play Madden football.
made it hockey.
Right.
EA makes it. So it's not
make
like they don't have the system to wreck people.
Figured it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Like if you watch NFL
There's
games,
legal hits
there are legal hits.
that you could put in Madden, and we would play that every day.
Yeah.
Because that is true that if you're not right sticking, if you're not hit sticking,
Right.
then you're hugging them.
Right.
Yeah.
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 some
And
of
it's
the-
really slow.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like the sack animations are really weird. Like the way you
Yes.
just kind of toss him down. Like that
Yeah.
was a really
Like that's
weird
why
thing
like
to
the
happen.
Not
hockey
natural.
speed is like so great because like it'll just like happen. Like,
yeah,
you're just getting
it's
smashed.
instant. And
you know?
you'll get a penalty if it's too egregious.
yeah. So
which is fine.
And if you want to throw that in the Madden
Yeah.
game, that's fine.
Personal foul.
I
Yeah.
get, but they always like their thing. They're always just like, we don't want to promote CTE and stuff. But
You're
NHL,
not.
the same company has found a way to like.
You're
fit
talking
the
to two
line.
guys that played football their whole life, right? We don't care. Right? We don't care. Like promote it.
Like
It's
you want to
fine.
see decleating, you want to see
Yes.
juice pop off.
That's
Listen,
we had to
man.
go. We had to live through it. Like it's in the game. It's in the game, right? Pull up the Dwight Freeney picture where I'm upside down.
No,
Blood
you-
shoot out of
you
my
play-
face.
I looked up the other day.
People are getting shot.
Yeah, exactly. Like
there's
blow
more
legs
dangerous
off in
things they can
Warzone,
do.
but I
But
can't tackle
shoot a
someone.
rocket and blow Austin up in many pieces.
I can go
CTE.
play-
Like
You
you're
can
not
play
getting
Modern
CTE.
Warfare.
Like GTA's
No,
not giving you
Exactly.
CTE.
You
You're
can
just
go
dead.
play Modern Warfare where you gun down a whole airport, but
Yeah.
you can't just get lit up.
But I can't get
by a middle
tackled hard.
linebacker.
It
EA
matters.
Sports comes out with Battlefront or Battlefield.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Okay.
Can't hit people hard in
Whatever.
football though.
There are some like physics stuff that I would like to change in the Madden game, but they don't ever listen to you. You know, like I'd like to be able to really throw like hole shots, like have the guys release outside and be able to throw it in cover 2. Like you could do that, but it's not as good as I think it should be.
I
yeah.
would really be excited if I was like in cover 2 and I told my corners to play outside shade because they always get beat outside
Okay, now
in cover
that
2.
is a real thing.
I
okay?
would like it to happen though. It's on there, but then you go back. You're trying to take away slants in certain coverages.
Yeah.
and he runs guys just
like if I
slant
want
catches.
like I want to be able to play
Like,
man
dude.
coverage in Madden and play a leverage. Like and play outside leverage, play with a funnel player, bring a guy down the middle, and I'll rob the middle.
Yeah.
And if you beat me across the field,
Right.
If I'm playing outside leverage, fine. But you shouldn't beat me to the outside. Like you shouldn't be able to beat me and gain leverage on me on an outside breaking route if I'm in the slot and I have outside leverage. Like in real Madden, like in the NFL, if you have outside leverage, you're not winning to the outside. You're gonna have to win somewhere else.
I just think
So-
like, the corners need to be like smarter too, because we've had times where like, why did you just leave him? Like, why'd you just leave
Yeah.
the guy in the end
That
the guy
zone?
happened to
runs
me
a go
yesterday.
route.
Yeah, I'm like,
and
why'd
he
you?
turns his back and runs, and the guy comes out in the flat, and there's no one there.
yeah. Yeah.
But he's in cover 2.
Yeah.
Like he's looking before he takes off with that guy. His eyes are inside. If that guy comes off, he's peeling off.
Or how about when, and then we can wrap it up if you want, but how about when like you're playing quarterback, right? You're on offense, your wide receivers run down the field, you throw the ball, and the DB just goes and turns out and picks it off. Like, how did you know the ball was behind you?
Right.
Exactly.
Like the wide
Yeah.
receiver didn't look.
He's not
Right.
looking.
The
As soon as
and
the ball's thrown,
And
reaction.
the DB just goes, I'm like, okay, how did you just know that was right there?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You didn't even look for it.
Yeah.
Do that
I threw one of those
play,
the
and
other
then
day.
the next play it's coming right at their face, and they go,
Oh yeah, and they just swat it.
Like
Good
that
job,
happened.
guys.
That happened to me yesterday. I'm trying to throw a seam down the middle, and the linebacker's chasing the guy,
Yep.
right? And I'm like, in my brain, I've thrown that ball 1,000 times in my head. I throw it over the DB's head, right? And with Derek, I had Derek. He's a good quarterback, perfect. It was a perfect throw to Waller, and the DB, literally linebacker, just goes like this, picks it. I'm like,
Yeah.
never turned around. That literally has never happened in the history of football.
Like this pick is the weirdest pick ever. When they
Jedi.
pick it off like this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Weird.
how did you
He
just
Jedi
catch
picked
that?
it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
And sometimes the abilities are really weird too. Like the one, like I get you're trying to be like, oh, these are like Deion Sanders, he's so good. But like the
Dude.
ones where they fly across screen, I'm like,
Dude, when the
that's a little
corners
bit weird.
float in
Acrobat.
and make a like acrobat, make a play on my running back check down from cover 2, like from the outside.
either-
I'm like, what's
So
happening?
either make NFL Street and Madden.
Yeah,
Don't
Don't
put
mix
the suckers
them.
together
Don't
and give
mix
these
them.
guys superhero abilities.
yeah. They don't have super.
Or
real
maybe-
I'll still be able
And
to
the best players,
be good players.
when I play with the Rams, I want Aaron Donald to absolutely
He
dominate.
should be double
Yeah.
teamed every
Dominate. right?
Or you should
Yes.
have to double team him.
You should have
And if
to-
you don't double
Yeah.
team him, you're going to get beat,
Right.
right? And that should happen instantly.
Instantly.
And there should be instant sack
you should
because
have
you're an
to
idiot.
double team him.
Yeah.
Maybe just have a setting where you can like turn in a franchise, turn the abilities off or something, or just dumb them down so not like you're not
Play
having
like
everybody.
whatever you want to call it, like
just simulation football.
raw mode or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no abilities. Everyone's just playing like your magnetic football, dude. Like make your guys work.
Could we also have
I love that.
online franchises where it's like me, Dave, and Ty, and Duke, and
That'd
Noah
be
can
great.
get on and play a franchise together?
Oh,
Is that
that
a
Oh,
thing?
like we're on the same.
Yeah,
would
we're on the
be
same
so-
team. I play tight end, running back,
Yeah, that'd be
receiver,
so
quarterback.
If you could do, because you can do squads, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not the same.
franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I want franchise. I want
Yeah, that'd be
everybody. I want
good.
11 dudes on my team.
He's the owner of our team. He does all the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
We all
I could
talk
trade
and-
you, bro. I could get you
Yeah,
out.
And then give
Yeah.
the linemen all their own specific calls,
Yeah.
so you can have all those audibles to yourself individually. Give the wide receivers different audibles and
How
routes and
great?
movements.
How great does EA want to be though?
How great you want to be? Or are you
if
just
we
content
had-
getting your $100
Just get
per
us in a
person?
room.
If we had 11 guys on our team that were all different positions,
Think about that.
I would
Oh,
call 3 tight end set and they would all be on the bench.
I'm the second tight end. But seriously though, right?
But you know how fun it is?
Hanging out.
You know how
Wait,
fun it
you're-
was? Because we've had times where like these two have been offensive linemen have been pulling.
Yes.
It's some of the most fun we ever had.
Dude,
in
that's
Madden.
fun. We did that when, and then we played against them and Derek and Brandon. And we're running inside zone, and it was the best time ever running right at these guys. Yep.
We false pulled sometimes. It's supposed to be a counter to the right. Derek took 2 steps to the guard and pulled back the other way, and I hit that back the other way.
I love that.
It was good, man.
That is smart.
It was good.
Yeah. See, you could do it.
Maybe ask them their call sign.
Their call sign.
I'll ask them your call
Why are
sign.
you
My last
crying?
question I put in there, I'm gonna start crying.
Did
right.
you actually write that down?
I
What's
actually
your call
wrote it down
sign?
straight up. I said, "What?" Because I just watched Top Gun and I was cheesing, right?
Yeah.
What would your Top Gun call sign be? I know his is Swaggy for sure,
Yeah, Swaggy's a good
or
one.
Wolf Hood. It would be even better.
Oh, Wolfhood
I
would
like
be
Wolfhood
nice.
better. He changed my name on Xbox. I'm still mad.
That's a
I
conspiracy.
might just go-
You decided to call yourself Swaggy. Confirmed.
No, all my
Yeah, I
friends-
think
that's
you did.
That's like when Manny said they banned and they made my name. I was like, you did that.
Nice,
Bro.
you just doxed his full name and his full Xbox username.
And they're coming to his house. So
I'd probably just go.
You give me one.
yeah, give him one.
I don't know. His would be cool just to be like coach. Like I think that's a sick one.
Oh,
I
coach.
wouldn't take that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
went to
I
either.
don't like being called coach.
Yeah,
I think
Less respectfully. I hate
I think
coach.
mine would
but
be Duke or my name used
just
to
give me
be.
Bear. Give me Bear.
When I tried to bring
Yeah.
the bubbles in the airport and they pulled me over, Bubbles might be mine. Remember you guys call me Bubbles.
sign
for a while.
Bubbles.
I got it. Bear Bubbles Hollywood.
There it is.
okay.
Yeah, Hollywood.
I do get Hollywood a lot.
I get a couple votes for
Oh no,
Hollywood.
what's Noah's gonna be?
Those. Let me think.
I don't like the way he looked
he's
into my
really
eyes
thinking.
as he said, let me think.
I saw his hat and instantly thought tractor.
I think it'd be.
That's how you give him his funny stories. That's how you.
I think it'd be like Jugs or something because his last name's Pitcher, so it's gonna
Oh,
be like.
that's good.
I like to think
What'd I
I'm
say?
named after the baseball player,
Right.
not,
What'd I
the,
say?
not the
Aristotle.
object.
Aristotle.
His can be like pitcher, but we can do like fastball or screwball could be his.
Yeah,
dude. That'd be
yeah,
so-
that's fine. Yeah, I like that.
Can we
So-
talk a little Eagle football real quick?
Yeah.
BCHS football?
Yeah, let's do
What
it.
was your time like with us for 4 years?
Yeah,
Great question.
yeah, how'd you like
Then we're
that?
going to go to you next, Ty.
Years.
I love mine was.
That's right.
Thanks, bro.
3 years.
We actually had a viewer write in a question, one of your former players.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Well,
true.
let's-
Let me
What's
know
the
who it is
question?
first before you ask me.
No, I feel like it's relevant to not tell
Yeah.
you.
Then I won't answer.
So the question is the
Yeah.
question is, out of all of your special teams players of all time, who gave you the most heart on kickoff?
Wow,
Do you wanna
that's so
know-
tough.
It's not Escobar.
Not,
It's
don't
not Nick
don't
Escobar.
misunderstand. It's not how good they are.
It's not Nick
definitely Nick
Escobar.
He said
Escobar.
not Nick Escobar.
It's Nick Escobar.
It's not Nick Escobar.
Nick Escobar would look over to the sideline like a child that was just performing something that his
Yeah.
parents have never seen before. Like, and like, is it good? Is it good? And full speed down the field.
He said he
All
gave
the
more time,
effort.
but he would do the ready. He said he was cheesing.
He's the only one that would hit the pads. Only one.
Good job, buddy. Keep it up.
Like you're an
He
MVP,
said, it
Nick.
was so funny because that was what.
I remember one time, bro. I said, we were on scout team. I said, you need 11 guys on the scout team. We only got 10. And Nick was like coming, like walking, like, no. Like I said, no, not you.
Yep.
I'm looking for somebody else. Go play receiver, bro.
Bro, me
Go
and
play
Nick,
receiver.
the most fun in high school was just me and Nick during football practice. Bro, it was the most fun ever. We
Yep.
went He called us the bathroom boys because we were trying to sneak away into the bathroom for a second.
bro.
And we were in the
man.
bathroom one time, and I looked. I was like, "There's a lot of pairs of cleats in here." And I got out, and oh man, what's his name? I might forget his name. What's big coach that makes the steak? What's his last name?
Coach Wingle.
Wingle?
Yeah, Braden walked out. And I was
Okay.
like, "Coach pulling quarterback." I was like, we're gonna,
You started something that you
I
can't
was like, we're
fix.
gonna get
Yeah.
caught up.
Yeah.
I remember one time I went in the bathroom and I sat down and it was like Jay Foss and guys were in there. And I
Yeah.
looked, and someone had their phone sat up in the small
Sure
room
they did.
to watch it, and Bolt was playing.
That's Jay
That's our
Foss for
team.
sure,
I
bro.
was like,
Yeah,
this is good,
that's
bro.
our football
for
team.
sure.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed your time there?
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. There was one time though that I always hold like a resentment in my heart because we had like run like all these like 100-yard gassers, and then one of our coaches' kids came up and was
I know
like,
who's
if these
like
kids beat anybody down there, I was like, please, I'm
Please, I
so
know
sorry.
who's
AWOL's
I was like,
kids.
I'm so-
Yeah.
of course, I was the one that they beat. I was like, come on, bro.
Fastest 4-year-olds you've ever seen in your life. 2 of them.
Greatest moment at BCHS football.
Probably getting our rings. That was really
Yeah?
fun. Getting the
Okay.
rings was one of the most fun.
That was your
things.
junior year, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. You guys went to state the year after I left.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. Well, didn't you not play that? No, you weren't.
I think it was after I graduated.
18
yeah.
you graduated?
That was
Yeah.
senior year.
Oh,
Graduated
okay.
19.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
not your touchdown?
touchdown was good too.
Touchdown was good. The
You
one
still
that,
have your rings?
Yeah,
the touchdown that we had to draw up 100 times trying to get you. And Derek was there for that
I was
one.
the king of out routes.
That
though.
was-
I
he
hate
was
that.
You ran that stick, bro.
I ran stick over.
He
and over.
hated slants. Every time I called
Yes, because
something.
he tried to.
Well,
he
you
tried
trying
to
to
end
get
my
your
life.
head knocked off.
He
Yeah.
he would go Cobra, and me and Nick would look at each other and go. It was like 14 linebackers.
You're not sure what's like waiting for you
I
after
remember
you catch.
the one time it's stuck in my head. I run the Cobra and I hear something hit the pass, and I hear, and I was like, "What happened?" I turn on Nick. It's like this folded, and the ball's next to him.
Nick was my Cobra guy, bro. He would get
It was
wrecked.
so funny the weekend ended, but he always like would walk up. He'd, I'm gonna go get in. He'd stand next to my dad like this and just stand.
No, Nick was the best. Of like he would just stand there and like you're really awkwardly close to you, like this close to you.
And he'd be like, "We need
And I'm
somebody."
like,
He'd go, "I can get in."
I'm
coach."
like, Nick, do you want to play? He's like, I'm ready if you want to put me in.
I'm fine, whatever.
Yeah,
you want to
okay.
do.
What do you want to play? It doesn't matter. I'll play anything. Okay, got it.
Put me at quarterback.
Everyone saw Hill played football for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that was the
That was
best.
great.
Saul
He was
went
out
to
there.
practice, I think once.
He
Yep.
went to
Put the helmet on, flopped over because he was too heavy, and that was it.
One of the best times might have been Dante playing quarterback and throwing the pick to the defensive tackle.
Oh, that's right.
That was probably one
Yeah,
of my
that
favorite
was
times, too.
good. That was good. We had some good times.
You wrapping this up?
What are you wrapping it up
Hey,
with?
first off, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah.
I know, man.
No, I
it was
appreciate
a long
that.
time.
Maybe
in the
don't
making.
wait
Yeah.
another 40 episodes to get
No,
him
it's
back
fine.
on.
It's good.
I was like,
good
the
for the
next one,
relationship.
we need to get like you guys and Derek, or you guys and Papa Carr might need to go like all.
you probably won't get Pop on here.
Yeah, Papa would be good, I guess.
He would be good, but I don't think he'd ever do it.
Yeah, he doesn't like interviews, huh?
Remember when I used to like
No,
mess
hates
with him and like we would pretend like we were one time we were out there on the field and we were like shooting a fake commercial.
think I
And then
remember
we brought Dad over and like pretended to talk to him, and then we were like, "All right, Dad, it's live. Just talk to your fans." And he was like, "What?" I'm like, "It's live. We're recording live
What
with
do you do?
everybody." And he got pissed and ran, like
Walked.
left. He's like, didn't even
I'm not
talk.
doing that.
Like, I'm not doing that. I'm
Walk.
not talking to anyone. I'm like, okay.
He told me he just had to be in it. They're like, here.
He did not care. Yeah,
They both stared at him.
You're like, go. It's live. Go, Dad. Go.
Oh, man. No, but
Love
seriously,
that.
man, thanks for having me on. Man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
that
guys for
a
coming
lot.
on.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, thanks
for-
Ty for being on again. Oh, he just gave us a shotgun. All right.
Let's go have some sandwiches.
He's learning.